a.m. Thursday, November the 1st, 2012. It's Thursday Night Football at Darling Stadium.
And hello, everyone. Again, welcome to Darling Stadium. Tonight, last game of the regular season for both of these two teams. It's the homestanding Phoebus Phantoms, undefeated at 9-0, playing host to the Hampton Crabbers with one defeat at 8-1 on the season. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musgrove, and Mr. Bob Hintz down on the field tonight, bringing this to you live again at Darling Stadium. And again, last game of the season, and this one's for the marbles as far as the district is concerned.
All the marbles, as you want to say. And Mike, tonight you've got two teams, both going in the same direction, both steamrolling through their last 6 to 7 games, and you couldn't ask for a better two teams to meet tonight with everything on the line in terms of who's going to be the champion. Of course, if it goes a weird way, we could end up with a three-way tie.
Well, if Hampton wins tonight, they will be the number one seed coming out of the Peninsula District in Division 5. And, of course, with the undefeated team, Phantoms, if they win the game, they will be the number one seed as far as the district is concerned. But either way, one of these two teams is going to be the number 2 region seed and the number 3 region seed, depending upon which team wins, which means they are going to host next week, no matter the win or loss tonight. One team will host here. The winner will host here next week on Friday night. And Friday night over at Todd Stadium, the other team, the loser of tonight's game, will host the game. And, of course, if both of those two teams were fortunate enough to win next Friday night, they'd meet right back here again the following weekend for the region semifinals. Lake Taylor 9-0 in the region right now. It's seeded number 1, unless, of course, they were to happen to lose tonight, but or actually tomorrow night. But I don't think they're going to. Lake Taylor is a tough ball club this year. Let's talk a little bit about these two teams. The Crabbers coming in here with 5 straight shutouts.
5 really, really great shutouts. We've seen several of them, Mike. And I tell you what, their defense is playing in a whole different space right now. That defense is quick, it's tough, it's hungry, and they're shutting down everything and everybody. They played Kickitan last week. They got a young kid, Cannon, a running back, who is as quick as a running back you've ever seen. They denied him the corners all night long. That defense for Hampton just would get outside, turn everything in, and squash it right from there. And I'll tell you what impressed me last week was the secondary defense for the Hampton Crabbers. They covered everything, and by covering everything, they put the pressure on the quarterback every time he went back to pass, and they couldn't do anything. He would have to just tuck it under and try and run, and by that time, again, that Hampton defense is right there. On the other side, when you talk defense, you talk Phoebus. I mean, we've been doing that year after year after year. Probably one of the best defenses overall for the last 10 years that you're ever going to see play football in this Peninsula District area. These guys just know what they're doing. They know how to do it, and they know the importance of every game. I hate to say it's like a job to them because it's not a job. They're just kids. They're students. But they go about it in a job-like manner. And when they shut you down, Mike, they shut you down.
A lot of that has to do with coaching staff, too, because
yes,
the way these kids are brought along and taught the game makes a big difference. And coaching staffs for both of these teams have been around for a while. So, both teams have been very successful over the years. Obviously, Mike Smith for Hampton's been here for some years. And
How many?
Lots of years. And I believe he has 509 victories in his career.
That's correct.
And the young man over at Phoebus coaching over there now, the head coach, Jeremy Blunt, is 5-0 on the season. So a good start for his career.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, when you're at a Phoebus team and you go 5-0, that's a great start for you. By the way, just a little side note here, kind of a personal side note also from the station itself. We are playing this game on a Thursday night, and a lot of you may be wondering why. Well, there's a very, very good reason. Talking about that coach that's coached in 509 games, Mike Smith's daughter, Lee Taylor, will be getting married on Saturday. And one of the reasons we're playing tonight is so Mike will be able to go. She's getting married in Charlottesville, and I congratulate her. I've known Lee Taylor since she was a wee little kid, and we're very proud of her. And we're glad that Mike is able to schedule this so that he could attend that wedding. Of course, that's a wonderful time for him. So, Lee Taylor, congratulations for you. And, Mike, thank you congratulations to you for both the number of games you've been in and the fact that you're getting to watch your daughter get married.
Well, I think it's really amazing going back to some of the way the teams have been playing so far. And the Hampton Crabbers, we talked earlier about that. Now, 298 points they scored in the last 6 games, and they've only given up 20. And that was 6 games ago against Woodside. So they've defensively they've learned how to shut down the offense on the opposing team. So it's going to be real interesting tonight how tonight's game is going to go in regards to Hampton's defense against especially the front line, because as well as they've been doing here lately, to come up against a squad like Phoebus, who is real strong offensively on the line, and to be able to open up those holes for the running backs.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about that Hampton defense coming against a strong Phoebus team. You also have to remember the Hampton offense has been doing fairly well, too, averaging in the last 6 games somewhere around 49 points per game. But you look at that Phoebus team, talking about scoring points and scoring points and scoring points. They just know how to put it on there, and you got 2 high-powered offenses, 2 high-powered defenses. I mean, you can't say enough about, and we do this every year, Mike.
Yep.
We do it every year. It's the Hampton-Phoebus rivalry. 2 teams that just know how to play this game, and I'm really looking forward to tonight's game. I really am.
Well, it's a pick-em game at
Yes,
this point. So this could be one of those games where it's going to go down to who has the ball last, or it could be one of those games where somebody ends up getting blown out. Just depends on how it works out. But I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to come down to the last possession of the game.
I think so, too, and we've got some predictions from computers and whatnot around here, and there's no more than 3, maybe 4 points difference in most of the predictions both ways, so it's really kind of tough.
All right, well, why don't we send it down to the sideline with Bob, who has a interview down on the sidelines.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach Smith, always good to see you this time of year because getting ready to go in the playoffs, but you got a big thing come up Saturday, and I don't know how you departmentalize, but you have to do that.
You take care of things in order that they come. The football game's first this week, and we spent our time on that. You know, we've been getting ready for the wedding for the last year and a half, so that's pretty much set. And get through tonight, and then we'll deal with that.
But you told me before that you lost your offensive coordinator. She's getting married.
Well, she went to her first game. She's 4 days old. And she did. She's been around a lot of them.
Well, listen, congratulations ahead of time on that. But I want to talk a little bit about your defense. I know you moved this Wilson kid around, and your defense has really jumped up. I mean, you shut out the last 4 teams you played.
Actually shut out the last 5, I think. And but the thing with Dante Wilson, you know, he started. This is his 4th year starting.
Right.
He was a defensive end and a really good one. I mean, he's great on contain and just size. You know, he played way above his size, and necessary. We found it necessary 6 weeks ago. We had a change in the linebacker. We just weren't getting a job done at linebacker spot, making the calls. And with the experience that he had up on the line, he was able to come in and make the adjustment. And thus far, I mean, he's going to do a good job. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to pitch a shutout again, but he does a good job getting us in position. But these guys are good on offense, and Pittman's, I mean, he's tough. He's like tackling a freight train, you know, a fast freight train. So
well,
we got our hands full.
Right, but you got a couple of backs that not only can run ball, got a lot of speed, and I'm talking about Williams and Lane.
Well, you're talking about Hill. Roscoe.
Oh, Hill, yeah.
Roscoe P. Coltrane. Yeah, that's who it is. Roscoe's he's a speed back, and he's very fast. Marshawn is power and speed, a lot like Pittman. You know, they're both power speed backs, and of course we have Mr. Newsom back there, and he's pretty quick himself. So there's a lot of running talent on that field tonight on both sides.
Yeah, there really is. But I want to talk a little bit about Bo Lomax. Here you get a guy that's a goalie, and boy, you got to find in this young man. He can really boot the ball.
Well, he can boot the ball. But he's a great kid. We've enjoyed Bo. He's done a great job and kind of played soccer. He's been playing on a select soccer team and kicking football, and kind of strained his groin a little bit early back in the season, so I had to let him lay off a little bit. He's still, I don't think, at 100% in strength, but his accuracy's gotten better and better. 10th grader, he's done a very good job. He's going to be a dandy before he leaves there.
Well, he looks like he's going to be a good one. One last question, Mike. Just, you know, you got a different coach over there, but what do you expect? Anything different from the Phantoms tonight?
I really don't think there's going to be too much. You know, they pretty much established himself in the things they're doing, and he's been part of the program. Jeremy played there, and he's been coaching over the last 4 years or so. So, you know, they'll do some things differently. I think he was probably a defensive coordinator previously, so he knows what they're doing, and they get after you on defense, do a good job. But I don't think it's going to kind of be like us. I'm not going to stray too much from what they're doing. You don't this time of year. Right. You know, it's kind of like changing horses in midstream. You know, when you start doing that, you're in trouble. Right.
Well, good luck to you tonight, Mike.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
All right. Guys, go back up to you.
All right, back up here with Paul. You know, he talked a little bit about Hampton's kicker, Bo Lomax, and a 10th grader?
10th grader, and I tell you what, I like the fact that Mike said he's not just a good kicker, he's a great guy, and I was lucky enough to have the privilege to teach Bo, and I called him Bolo because his name was Bo Lomax, and I just put together Bolo. Talk about great personality, hard-working young man, just as polite as can be. You couldn't ask for a better student athlete if you could write your own order for one. And to have the kind of success that he's had this year just makes me feel great that I was able to know that young man while he was in school. Great young kid. He's kicked, what, 31 out of 34, 32 out of 34 point afters so far this year?
I believe he's leading all the kickers right now in scoring for the district. Let's send it down to Brent as we have another sideline interview.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach Jeremy Blunt of the Phoebus Phantoms. Coach, great year, 9-0. You as the head coach, 5-0. I think we're close. It's a great start for a coaching career. Before we get into all that, I want to talk to you a little bit about, I've heard a whole lot of people ask me on the golf course, man, this is a tough game to play, the last game of the regular season, Hampton and Phoebus. And what they're referring to is how physical you two teams are. And does this have an effect, or you hope it doesn't have an effect when you go into the playoffs?
You got to consider the physical nature of both teams, and that's one thing that's always a concern. However, I look at it in a very positive light. You know, getting ready for Hampton also tunes us up for the playoffs. Very solid team, so you know they'll get us prepared for the following week.
Well, that's pretty much a different way of looking at it, but I'm glad you got that point out there. If you come out of this game good, you should be ready for anything else that comes at you. All right, let's talk about a couple of players first. First, let's talk about two-way lineman Mark Wilson. I mean, this guy goes both ways. You think college, you think Old Dominion's already looking at him. Tell us a little bit about him.
Mark has stepped up tremendously this year. Mark is helping us out at the offensive tackle, and he's also playing defensive end for us. What he brings to us on the defensive end is very powerful. I mean, he gives our perimeter guys an opportunity to relax back there in coverage because he's going to put so much pressure on the quarterback.
So is he an inspiration for the lineman? Is he one of the guys that's verbal or vocal, or does he just do it by example?
He's a motor man, so his motor keeps us going.
Okay. Now let's talk about a guy they've been talking about for 3 years. He's the leading district rusher per game right now, and that's Pittman. Tell us what he means to that team. Of course, like you just said, the word motor. This guy is a hoss from the word go. So let's talk a bit about him.
Now, Pittman's present is just inspiration in itself. I mean, the kids really rally behind him. When he's going, the kids are going. When he's down, the kids are picking him up, and then he gets the kids going all over again. So to have Pittman in your backfield and to let him loose, I mean, and to see what he can do, I mean, that really keeps us going.
One little quick question before I get to the last one. What do you see, Hampton? You see anything different tonight, or is what's been going on all year?
That's Hampton High. I mean, so you know what they're going to bring. They're going to bring physical, fast football, so wouldn't want it any other way.
Coach, thank you. One last question I want to talk to you about, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, and that is, it's been a tough year emotionally and mentally, not only for the coaches but for the kids. Not talking about the physical side. We know you coaches pulled together when situations changed during the midseason, but tell me about a couple of the players or some of the players that stepped up and kept these kids together when things were going on around them and so much talk was going on. Who were the kids on the field that helped keep it together?
I'll tell you what, I really can't point out any individual kid. As a team, these kids, they bond together, and day in and day out, they continue to face the adversity head on, And I mean, leadership has not only been from one person, but I would say the whole team. The kids understand that they got a role. All of them have their own role, and they do it and do it well. And that's what's really kept this team going. The coach is coach, but these kids and their spirits, that's what really keep this team going.
Well, Coach, when all this was going about, y'all came out of a tough game against Bethel, I think, by 2 points. And you've just got nothing but better since then. So, as Mike Smith said in the paper, you guys passed the test. And it's looking forward to a great game tonight. And thank you so much for coming over and take the time to talk with us. And good luck and look for a great game. Okay, guys, back up to y'all.
All right, back up here with Paul, and I'll tell you, it's going to be a good game. I expect a lot of defense here, and I think we're going to see more of a running game tonight than we will anything else.
Well, with the runners that they have back there, that's not a surprise to you and me at all. I mean, this kid Pittman for Phoebus, Mike, I could talk all night about him. I love the way he runs. He's one of those guys where he probably goes in the huddle and says, just give me the ball. Just give me the ball. Let me run, let me run, let me run. I've never seen a player love to take the ball, love to get hit, and love to hit like he does. And he is so talented, so powerful. He keeps those legs going, and when he gets to the edge, he can go. I just really think this young guy is a phenomenal running back. On Hampton's side, whew, what can you say? I mean, you got a double dose over there. At the beginning of the year, Marshawn Williams, just fantastic. I mean, here's a big running back that has speed. Mike, he's got speed that'll blow you away out there. You don't expect it, and then he just goes. Yep. And then all of a sudden, halfway through the season, we get this guy, number 31, Roscoe P. Coltrane, as Coach called him. Roscoe P. Coltrane, Roscoe Hale. We watched him play, and we thought to ourselves, where in the world has this guy been? He just goes and goes. I was never as impressed as I was last week watching this young man run. He finds holes that aren't there. He has speed that people don't realize, and he just eats up greenery all night long.
And I don't think a whole lot of people have too much film on him either, because he's only played in the last game or two. So Phoebus, if they didn't see this game last week against Kecoughtan, they better watch out.
I got a feeling they've probably gone over that film a lot and a lot and a lot. But again, like you said, it boils down to that one thing tonight, running.
That's it. Let's send it back down to the guys on the sideline for some final words.
Thanks again, guys. Bob, here we are, week 10. This is the big one. This is the game everybody looks forward when we start this thing in July. We're going to practice.
Right.
Hampton Phoebus. It's as big as it gets for a regular season game. But let me throw this out there. You got two teams that's got as much talent as you're going to see anywhere in high school.
Great talent, both sides.
And we'll break them down in a minute. But if you look at Hampton, they got 3 Division I players right now, and they threw a new guy in the lineup in Hale here a couple of weeks ago. Right. You look at Phoebus, they got 3 guys very capable of going Division I. Some of them already signed. And then they throw a new guy in the lineup over there. So, State. No, not State. I'm talking about Lane.
Lane. Okay, really?
Lane.
Yes.
So, having said all that, you're going to see a lot of talent in this game tonight. A lot of people playing tough. So, let's talk about some of the players and break it down.
All right. Well, first of all, you got to look at the quarterback situation, and you got a senior quarterback over at Hampton who is not really, quote, a quarterback, just a great athlete. Play quarterback, play wide receiver, play running back. He can do it all. And then you look at Phoebus, they've got a freshman quarterback. So if you're going to grade them, you have to give the plus to the Hampton because they've got the one that's got the most experience.
Although that Phoebus quarterback is just a freshman, and I think he's 29 and 20 for 29 with no INTs so far. Yeah. So Hampton's going to bring pressure like he hasn't seen before. Now let's move on.
Well, and then you got to look at the running backs. You got 2 great running backs over at Hampton, and Marshawn Williams and Roscoe Hale. And then you look over, you got Pittman, and we got another guy just jumped up, young man by the name of Lane.
He came out here the first night, ran for 200 yards almost when Pittman was out of the game. So a lot of talent on both sides. Yeah. And you got a guy on Phoebus now that I always consider a great athlete, but he's the guy that I think is a difference maker, and that's Staten.
Staten, yeah. Well, you flip a coin between the running backs. I think both teams got both good running backs. Then you look at the kickers. Hampton's got a kicker. First year he's kicking. Doing a good job, Bo Lomax. You go over Crimp, Dylan Crimp. great kicker, senior, has a lot of experience, but has had trouble not with his kicking, but with his protection. They've had a lot of blocked punts this year. Again, but if you go with experience, you got to go with give the coin to the Phoebus Phantoms on that.
Well, you got to bet one thing. Since they've been blocked about 6 times, 8 times this year, that's been one of the prime things they've worked on.
Now we'll look at the coaches. You got one coach who's coached 509 games. 509 games. Brent, that's 2 or 3 lifetimes for most coaches. And you got Jeremy Blunt's coaching, what, his 6th game?
This is his 6th game, but he's undefeated.
Yeah, that's true. So, if you're going to say who gets the nod there, you got to go with Mike Smith. But I go back to this is a rivalry game. We've got the rivalry people here tonight. The Marines put this on every year. This is the 3rd year in a row they've done it with these 2 teams. I'd flip a coin to see who's going to win tonight.
Well, let me finish with this one thing we were talking to Coach Blunt about, and then I'm going to throw it back to you. What worries me the most tonight is here's Hampton playing Phoebus' last game of the season. And if they both win next week, guess what?
They're going to meet again.
They're going to be right back beating each other up again. And so this is not the end of it. This is just starting off playoffs as far as I'm concerned. And so having said that and set that whole situation up for the next 3 or 4 weeks, I'll throw it back to you.
Well, again, we're going to go. I look at the lines. If you can control the line of scrimmage, you have a better chance of winning. And that's the bottom line anywhere. I want everybody to stay tuned for our corporate sponsors.
The Grey Goose Restaurant, located on West Queensway in Hampton. Enjoy a wide selection of breakfast and lunch dishes, sure to please your appetite. Follow the Grey Goose Restaurant on Facebook, the restaurant that is also a bakery. Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton is located in Phoebus, has been serving the community since 1862. Smith Brothers are here to serve your needs. The funeral director is Andrew T. Smith, Jr. Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Today's game is sponsored in part by the attorneys at Kaufman & Knowles, with offices in Hampton on Cunningham Drive across from Peninsula Town Center and in Newport News at City Center. Kaufman & Knowles. We can and we will. Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home inside and out. Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3172 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com.
All right, back here again. It's going to be an interesting game that we're all looking forward to, as looks like we've got a bunch of young guys out on the field with no shirts on.
Do you know what the temperature is out there?
It's pretty much in the low 40s, I believe.
It's 4 digits, C-O-L-D, cold.
Cold. Yeah, the cold air has arrived.
Yeah. And then some, I can tell you that right now. This is football weather. And this is why people are out here tonight, though.
There's the AD at Phoebus.
Deanna. Look at these guys. Look at this. What does it say? Can you see it? C-O, go, Phoebus. I'm going to guess go Phoebus Phantoms.
Okay, that sounds like a winner to me.
And look at them. They're rubbing their hands together and holding their shoulders together. They are cold, folks. They're cold. There you see the Phoebus Phantoms, number 78. And that, of course, is Walt Brantley. Big Walt, I hope you're watching there at the shop. Your young son right there for the Phoebus Phantoms, as he'll help lead them out onto the field.
Hey, lock and load, man, lock and load.
There's some of the other players that you see there in your screen. Number 5, of course, on the left is Tony Pittman. He's the running back you're going to be watching today. Number 4, Atavius Matthews. Number 7, Richie Staten. Keep your eye on him. Number 27, Tyree Stewart. Looked like number 54 there to the right, Kevin Lyles. And I can't see the young man on the far left right beside Mr. Pittman. But there's the Phoebus Phantoms, as you can see them ready to come out on the field to start this game. They are rocking. The music is starting to build. This game is going to begin shortly. In contrast to that, across the field, the Hampton Crabbers are around their bench. They're taking this like business, as you can see. They've got number 66 for the Crabbers. And that, of course, is Dante Wilson, the linebacker, defenseman. And number 5, that is Dion Newsom, the quarterback for the Hampton Crabbers. And here come the Phoebus Phantoms out onto the field. In a few minutes here, ladies and gentlemen, from Darling Stadium on Thursday, November the 1st, 2012, we're going to see the final game of the season for both of these teams, Phoebus and Hampton, in what should be, as it always has been, another classic football game on the Peninsula District.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good games between these two teams here the last few years. Hampton actually was able to upset the Phantoms a couple years ago. For those of you who don't know this, Phoebus is the reigning Division 5 AAA state champions 4 years in a row, and looking for an unprecedented 5 in a row this year. And what a feat that would be. Now, of course, Hampton a few years back did it 4 years in a row. And look out, because Phoebus once again with that new head coach. So let's listen to the ref now as they do the point.
First miss, you got a guy wrapped up in the whistle sounds, let him go. Don't stick him on his head, okay? The other thing is, when you hit somebody, they know they've been hit, don't get in their face and talk to them, all right? At the pregame toss, Captain, you won the toss, correct? And you elected to defer. Is that correct? Phoebus has won the toss. They will defer. Captain Newsom, you're going to receive, and you guys are kicking that way. Captain Benson, correct? Yes, sir. Okay, put your back around here, Captain Newsom. Put your back here. Oh. Hampton will receive at this
Phoebus won the toss, has deferred. Crabbers will receive.
So the Hampton Crabbers will be on offense first, and they will be defending the east end zone here at Darling Stadium. As soon as their guys are ready, we'll bring up the offensive starters for the Crabbers.
Tonight's contest has been designated.
Phoebus Phantoms won the toss and deferred to the second half, so the Crabbers will be on offense first.
All right, here's the Hampton Crabber offense tonight. At tackle, Jamonte Spriggs. Guard, Arrington Bazemore. In the center, number 66, Dante Wilson. At right guard, number 54, Jeffrey Speller. And the right tackle, Troy Garrett, number 62. The tight end will be number 1, Daquan Moore. The wide receiver, number 7, Trevor Arnaud. And the split end, Umar Muhammad Wyatt. In the backfield, the quarterback, number 5, Dion Newsom. The fullback, number 42, Marshawn Williams. And the tailback, number 31, keep your eye on him, Roscoe Hale. That's the Hampton Crabber offense tonight as they face the Phoebus Phantoms at Darling Stadium. And what a defense we're having here on both sides of the ball for the teams. 2 good defensive games. I tell you what, this is exciting. This is exciting.
So the Phoebus Phantoms will be kicking off, and kicking off will... Dylan Crimp. He will kick it off for the Phantoms as he has it teed up now on the 40, and the Hampton Crabbers on offense first. Looks like back deep is Joe Addison, number 8, on the far side. And we are underway as the kick is to the near side, taken by the Crabbers, number 31 on the play, and that's Trevon Powell. And he will take it out to outside the 30 to about the 31, where the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10.
All right, on defense for the Phoebus Phantom tonight, who will be facing the Hampton Crabbers. Here's how they'll line up. At the ends, number 7, Richie Staten, number 74, Mark Wilson, and the 2 tackles, number 54, Kevin Lyles, number 70, Harry Lewis. The linebackers, number 4, Octavius Matthews, 26, Malik Hawkins, and 11, Drevon Badger. In the secondary, the cornerbacks, number 38, Charles Graham, and number 21, Kenneth Giles. Free safety, number 2, Robbie Robinson, and the strong safety, number 9, Daquan Lane.
31, that's Roscoe Hale. He is the tailback, and back to pass on the first down over the middle. It looked like it could have been interference on the play, but no call. I believe it was intended for number 8. I believe that's Addison. It was an incomplete pass, as well covered right down the middle of the field. That'll bring up a second down and 10 from the 31.
And I think that was number 9, Mike, Umar Muhammad Wyatt, the receiver, rather than Joe Addison, number 8. Umar Muhammad Wyatt wearing number 9. That jersey wrinkles up there. I know I have the same problem trying to find those numbers.
Second down and 10 at the 31, coming up to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near. In the offset I formation, Williams in the fullback position, Hale in the tailback, and handoff is a keeper this time by Dion Newsom. And what a nice run as he broke 2 tackles, and he's all the way down to the Crabber 45-yard line. Gave him about 13 on the play, and that'll be a Crabber first down.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how he got loose there, Mike. For a moment there, I thought it was a busted play, and it looked more like a keeper to him as he just took off, and it looked like he was going to be stopped by 3 people. Somehow he wrangled out of that, found a little hole, was able to get some good positive yardage out of that, and another first down.
Outstanding block by one of the wide receivers out here. Kicked it open for another 6 or 7 yards. First down for the Crabbers at their own 45. Single back next in the shotgun is Newsom. 2 wide outs on near and far. Newsom on a keeper right up the middle. Nice. Another first down. He spins his way for a gain of about 15 all the way down to the Phoebus 40-yard line. Nice run by Newsom on that play as he picks up another 15 yards and a Crabber first down.
The Crabbers went with just 1 running back that time, Roscoe Hale out. But you've got to watch this block by Marshawn Williams, number 42. Watch him right here as he comes to the top of your screen. He just nails a block and opens up a big hole for the cornerback, Dion Newsom. Great block by Marshawn Williams.
Hale back into the game now. Again, and he comes to the near side. 2 wide outs near, 2 wide outs to the far side. Williams beside Newsom. There goes Hale in motion. And it looks like there is a flag on the play.
Delay of the game against the offense, 5 yards. Remains first down.
That was a fast 25 seconds.
Yes, it was.
So a 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 15 now as the ball's spotted at the 45-yard line of Phoebus. Same lineup. Hale to the near side. 4 wide outs. There goes Hale in motion. Newsom in the shotgun. Hands the ball off to Williams. He breaks a tackle, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and picks up another 7 yards. A gain of 12 on the play for Williams. That'll bring up a second down and 3 for the Crabbers.
I'll tell you, Mike, Marshawn Williams, number 42, used his bullishness as well as his speed and the ability to find the hole. Look at him get through that hole. Quick turn to the right to find some room there, and then look at him drag the tacklers down with him. Everything you want in a running back right there.
Well, they spot the ball at the 34, so it's a gain of 11. That'll bring up a second down and 4 for the Crabbers. Ball rest at the Phoebus 34-yard line. Wyatt to the far side, 2 wide outs to the near side. Offset I. Newsom on a keeper straight up the middle, gets down near the 26-yard line, and that'll be good for another Crabber first down.
Tackle on the play by the Phantoms of Tavius Matthews, number 4. But, Mike, it looks like Dion Newsom and the Hampton Crabber line they have something that they found, and they're working that trap play right up the middle time after time again here.
Phoebus.
Like Phoebus is called timeout, so that'll be their first of 3 here in the first half. 9:46 to go. Opening drive of the game, and it is tied 0-0. Send it down to Bob.
Hey, guys, I don't know if you noticed or not. I'm sure you did, but the first play, Hampton threw a long pass. What's that going to put in the defensive mind is we got to look out for the pass. They're sending out 3 and 4 wide outs, spreading the defense out. Then you're giving the ball to Newsom, who's one of your best running quarterbacks in the district. And then if he's not running, you give it to Williams. Smart coaching by Coach Smith.
It is, Bob, but what I'm seeing up here is really amazing. Newsom's getting some great runs, but guess who he's following? Number 42, Marshawn Williams, with some great blocks, Bob. Wonderful blocks.
1st and 10 for the Crabbers at the Phoebus 26-yard line. Opening drive of the game tonight, and no score here with 9:46 to go in the first quarter of play. I formation. Newsom hands the ball off to Hale. This time with nothing going there. He's going to lose about 3 on the play. Good defense that time by the Phantoms, number 54 on the play. It's Kevin Lyles.
Kevin Lyles along with number 70, Harry Lewis, just stood that play right on its end.
Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 13 now for the Crabbers back at the 29-yard line.
By the way, Mike, so far in this one drive here, Newsom for the Crabbers has 3 rushes for 36 yards, averaging 12 yards per carry at this point.
Again, 4 wideouts, two split to the far side, 2 split to the near side. Williams to the right back to throw over the middle. That should have been interference. Then the referee was there. He finally threw it. There was definitely interference on the play by the Phantom safety.
Yeah, that pass was intended for number 1, Daquan Moore. It was a good pass by Newsom as the Crabbers come out putting it in the air. Here you see the pass right to the receiver, and unfortunately you can see right there the interference on the call.
Interference against the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So the Crabbers will have a 1st and 10 as the ball should be set at about the 14. We'll have to wait and see where they put it at.
Number 20 on the screen there for you, the Phoebus Phantoms. That's Khalik Fletcher on the sideline.
Pass interference, half the distance, first down.
And it is set at the 14.
So Mike Hampton coming out, running the ball and going up top. Back and forth, trying to open up and spread out this tough Phoebus defense.
So they went half the distance to the goal, so it was a 14-yard penalty because they were inside the 30. So here we go, 1st and 10. Here comes Hale in motion towards the near side. It's Newsom with a keeper straight up the middle inside the 10 down to about the 8. Looks like about a 7-yard gain on the play. Let's see where they mark it.
That play is really working well for the Crabbers tonight as Newsom is just following his blocker, number 42, Marshawn Williams, right through that little hole on the trap. And Phoebus is going to have to find some way to stop that play.
Give him 6 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 4. Ball sits at the 8-yard line. Newsom will take it straight up the middle. He's inside the 5 down near the 3-yard line, and that'll be good for another Crabber first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Crabbers inside the 3-yard line.
Here we are at the 8:18 mark of the first quarter, and Hampton just continues down the field with a sustained drive, eating up the clock and eating up yardage at the same time, going both through the air and on the ground.
Two wide outs to the far side. One wide out to the near side in the offset I. Halen's in the deep back. A keeper on the play by Newsom, and we think he's in the touchdown, but it looks like the officials are not going to give it to him. They're going to set it down inside the 1-yard line. So it'll be 2nd goal inside the 1.
They're going to say he fell to his knees before he got the ball over the plane.
No huddle here. Watch him run the same play.
They got big number 60, Arrington Bazemore, along with Jamonte Springs on the left-hand side. Watch him go to that area. There it is. Oh, Phoebus defense.
Yeah, Phoebus' defense really had that one bottled up. No gain on the play as Newsom was actually pushed back about a half a yard. So they'll lose a half a yard on the play to be still 3rd and goal from the 1. That was an unusual setup that time as the Crabbers stayed at the line. And that was one of those plays where it almost looked like Phoebus was ready for that one.
Well, they were. They stacked up the Crabber offensive line that time. They just beat them off the line, and I mean beat them off the line that time.
So here we go, 3rd down and goal from the 1 in the I formation. Hale's deep man, and there's a handoff to the fullback, and that's Williams up the middle. And they finally give it to him as the Crabbers have scored here with 6:37 to go. Opening period of play. It is Hampton now 6 and the Phoebus Phantoms nothing. Bo Lomax will come in now to kick the extra point. Let's watch the replay here.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to give him the touchdown there. I mean, this Phantom defense just stood up everybody here, and here you see the pushing and shoving, and
Ooh, I see what he did.
Marshawn Williams continued.
He reached out with the ball, and that's why the official gave him the touchdown. So Lomax with the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Crabbers with 6:37 to play here and opening period to play now lead 7-0 over the undefeated Phoebus Phantoms.
Ladies and gentlemen, that last scoring drive covered 68 yards on 11 plays, 5 minutes and 23 seconds, culminating with a touchdown, 1-yard run by number 42, Marshawn Williams. You're watching LSC, Cox Channel 48, and Verizon Fios Channel 23 on Thursday, November the 1st, 2012, Darling Stadium on a nice, cool, crisp football night. A good football night, and it's really good anytime you can see a game between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Hampton Crabbers, and that's what you're seeing tonight. Every time I look there and I see number 1, I keep thinking Ronald is back.
Yeah.
Just
Lomax will
amazing.
tee it up now and kick off for the Crabbers. Back deep for the Phantoms is number 7, Richie Staten.
Keep your eye on
He is to
State.
the near side. This is the guy that the Crabbers don't want to kick to, believe me. Let's see what Mike Smith has in store for us here. It looks like they're setting up the pooch kick it to the near side or to the far side. Let's see where he goes with it. It's exactly what he did. He'll catch it at about the 32-yard line. And he gets it. He's going to get a block by Staten. That is the Phantoms number 4 on the play.
We got a flag on the play. Number 4, Tavius Matthews, I believe.
That was Matthews on the carry. Nice run back. And let's see what the flag is.
That
Right
flag
in front of
came
the Phoebus
flying.
bench.
Here's Matthews at the top of your screen, and he's just coming down this side looking for an open room as the Crabbers have everything blocked up top. He gets down to here. Oh, you see him lower his head and goes right into the Crabber.
Now, they've called a hit to a blow to the head, personal foul against the Hampton Crabbers. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, and we'll have to see that one again.
On the return, personal foul, illegal helmet contact against a kicking team, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
So that'll give Phoebus a 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. And here's the replay, guys. We'll see if we can see it here.
Well, you can't miss it right here as they go down together. Boom.
I'm not so sure about that call by the referee on that one. Either way, 1st and 10, 30-yard line, and a handoff to Pittman up the middle. He might gain a yard on the play, and that's it as he gets to about the 29. I'm not so sure about that penalty.
Yeah, the Crabbers' defensive line waiting on Pittman right there. They smelled that one coming and just stopped him almost at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and about 8.5 on the play. Ball sits just inside the Crabber 29-yard line. Oliver takes the snap, hands the ball off to Matthews up the middle, number 4. And he's going to get near the 25, a gain of about 4 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Phantoms.
And Matthews just hurdled that play, Mike. He just went over the left-hand side through the air, picking up yardage for the Phantoms.
Number 60.
Nice little pop, I
Matthews
guess you
and
would call
Pittman
it.
both in the backfield.
Yep. Well, I heard rumor they're going to mix it up back there tonight, so we'll see what happens. Again, I like this Pittman kid. I like to see him run. I think you're going to see a lot of him.
Matthews is the fullback and Pittman is the tailback. Tolliver under center, 2 wideouts to the far side. Here's Pittman up the middle. He gets down to about the 22-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and 2 for the Phantoms.
Once again, that Hampton Crabber defense playing tough on that front line. They're not going anywhere. They're not getting blown away. You'll see it right here. They're coming off, standing the offensive line up, and just keeping those holes clogged.
2 wideouts to the far side again. Tolliver under center. Same setup in the backfield. Matthews is the fullback, and it goes to Pittman straight up the middle. And there is a flag that's thrown right in the middle of the field. It's got to be probably a hold on the Phantoms. That's usually where that flag comes from.
Well, I thought it came from a manufacturing company.
Well, it actually came from the official's back pocket. And it is holding on the Phantoms, so that'll cost them 10 yards from the spot.
Here's the handoff to Pittman, and that's who you want to go to in any situation like that. A good call by the Phantoms.
Holding against the offense. It's a 10-yard foul. From the spot of the foul remains 4th down.
And that's another unfortunate setback for the Phantoms, who, by the way, do lead the district in penalties with 609 yards as compared to the Hampton Crabbers, who are the 2nd fewest penalized team with 367.
So that'll bring up a 4th and 11 now as the Phantoms will go for it here as the ball sits at the 31-yard line. 2 wideouts to the far side in the I formation. Matthews is the fullback along with Pittman behind him in the tailback spot. Tolliver will drop back to throw. Over the middle, wide open at the 15-yard line. He's going to go all the way in and score on the play. That is the Phantoms' number 88, Troy Durham.
Troy Durham, a 6'2", 215-pound junior, just found himself a free little zone in the middle, and Tolliver hits him on the button. He cuts through 2 defenders and just runs his way right to the end zone. So the Phantoms answer right back quickly to the Hampton score earlier, and if this kick is good, it'll be time.
Crimp for the extra point attempt. Kick is up. It's wide to the left. No good. So the Phantoms hold the lead with a 7-6 with 4:09 to go in the first quarter of play. Extra point was wide left.
Number 10, the quarterback for the Phantoms, Terrell Tolliver, just a freshman, and they run all the way down the field, and when it's on the line at 4th down and 4th and 11, Mike, is what it was. They take the chance to go ahead and go for it. This young kid shows that he can throw and he can complete it. That scoring drive, ladies and gentlemen, took 31 yards on 4 plays, consumed 2 minutes, 28 seconds, and culminated in a 31-yard pass from Tolliver to Durham. And the score now here at Darling Stadium, November the 1st, 2012. Hampton 7 and Phoebus 6.
Crimp will tee it up here at the 40 and kick it off to the Crabbers.
One-point game here at Darling Stadium. A defensive struggle and yet a sustained good offense on both parts so far tonight.
Von Quillen deep for the Crabbers.
That's another young man you got to be careful of too, Mike.
And he's a freshman.
Quillen, yeah.
And here's the kick, and it's going to go to, nope, it's going to go to Hale inside the 15-yard line. He cuts it back up all the way out to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30. Leading this one with 4:03 to go in the first quarter by a score of 7-6.
A good
Great
game.
first quarter so far, guys.
It really is. And if you like this game after you've watched it tonight, please make sure that you watch it again. And you can see it Saturday, November the 3rd at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Sunday, November 4th at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Tuesday, November the 6th at 8 a.m. and p.m. Thursday, November the 8th at 6 a.m. and p.m. And Friday, November the 23rd at 9 a.m. and p.m. And you can watch that on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Fios Channel 23.
Here we go. The Crabbers again set up with 4 wideouts. Newsom is the quarterback with Williams to his right, and there goes Hale in motion. straight centered snap to Williams, and he's going to lose about a yard on the play back to the 29. Tripped and fell, looks like on his own. But I'll tell you what, the Phantoms had that one defensed out.
They did. I think he slipped on that. He couldn't even really get started on that as they went to a direct snap, trying to catch Phoebus off guard for that moment. But as you said, they were pretty much prepared for that one.
On more for the Crabbers, bringing in the play to Newsom. Second down and 11. Now the ball sits at the 29-yard lines. Again, 4 wideouts. Hale goes to the near side wideout, and Newsom with a snap back to pass. Passes to the near side over here. It's overthrown. It was intended for the Crabbers, Trevor Arnaud, and it's incomplete. Overthrown, and he was open too. Incomplete pass brings up a 3rd down now for the Crabbers.
Yeah, don't discount Dion Newsom and his arm. He has a very strong, accurate arm. He'll throw in a heartbeat. He'll throw short, and he'll throw long. He does it all, really. Runs the ball, returns the ball, passes the ball, hands the ball off. He might even fix dinner after the game's over.
Williams to his right, and Newsom again in the shotgun. 4 wideouts again, 2 on either side of the ball. Back to pass as Newsom being flushed out of the pocket, running to his right. Gets away from the first tackle and then forced out of bounds way back at about the 22-yard line. So a loss on the play, about 7 on the play, and the Crabbers will have to punt the ball away, and that's the first defensive stand of the game. Watch the replay here.
And that's what can happen to you, ladies and gentlemen, as you see number 74 for the Phantoms, Mark Wilson, chasing them down along with number 7, Richie Staten. You can't give that Phoebus defense any room back there, or they're going to wreak havoc in the backfield.
I believe that's Newsom back there to kick it. Looks like Staten is one of the backs for Phoebus. End over end towards the near side here, bounces, and it's touched, and it looks like the Crabbers are actually going to recover a fumble here, as it looked like Richie Staten went to touch the ball and it bounced off his hands, and the Crabbers recover at midfield. There's the first turnover of the game. That ball bounced 10 feet in the air. I don't know why he went up for it.
I mean, he jumped. We're going to see the replay here, and I'm not quite understanding this one. Watch number 7. He will leap in the air to touch the ball right there between 3 defenders.
Well, either way, it's the first turnover of the game. The Crabbers will continue the drive here, 1st and 10 at midfield.
Yep.
2:51 to go in the first quarter, leading 7-6. 3 wideouts this time in the I formation. There's a handoff to Hale, wide open, straight up the middle, makes a cut and loses his balance. He is still gone. Touchdown, Hampton, 50 yards. What a run.
Did I tell you to watch out for this kid?
Wow.
The air just went out of the balloon real quickly there, ladies and gentlemen, as the Crabbers take advantage of the turnover. And watch Hale. We saw him do it last week against Kickingham. Look at him run. Just slips through the defenders, gets into the open space. He's so quick, and then he's able to turn it on.
Lomax now in to kick the extra point. Kick is up and good. So the Crabbers extend their lead now. They lead 14-6. 2:41 to go in the first quarter of play.
And although it technically probably should have been a longer scoring drive if you count the turnover there.
Took 10 seconds.
That scoring drive covered 50 yards in one play and took, you're right, 10 seconds.
Well, I mean, it was 2:51 when they took over, and it's 2:41. My math is not that bad. All right, the Crabbers take advantage of the Phantoms' miscue on the punt, and they take one play to score. They lead at 14-6 here at Darlin Stadium.
Well, Mike, at this point, I have to tell you, I'm a little bit surprised at the amount of offense that we're having here. I really expected much more of a defensive game.
And how to order a brick for yourself or a loved one, please pick up a pamphlet located in the ticket booth.
Let's show the Phoebus offense starters here.
All right, here is the Phoebus offense tonight. The left tackle, number 70, Harry Lewis. Left guard, number 62, Jamal Earls. The center, number 65, Treek Bailey. The guard, number 78, Walt Brantley. The tackle, number 74, Mark Wilson. The tight end, Richie Staten, and the split end, Khalid Fletcher, and the wide receiver, Kenneth Giles. In the backfield, the quarterback, Terrell Tolliver, the fullback, Tyreek Jones, and the running back, Tony Pittman.
There's the kickoff right up the middle of the field, and let's see, it looked like, is it number 9 that actually got that ball?
I believe that
number
was
nine was Daquan Lane as he carries the ball out to the 40-yard line, and here is the Hampton defensive starters.
On defense, the guards, Arrington Bazemore and Troy Garrett, and on either end, Trey Presley and Jamel Red. The linebackers, Deion Newsom, Avery Gilchrist, Dante Wilson, and Malik Brown. And in the secondary, the cornerback, Cal Key, Tyquan Wilkins, and the safety, Daquan Moore.
Oliver under center in the I formation. Pittman on the carry. He looks like he's going to pick up near 5 yards to the 45-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 for the Phantoms.
Pittman running that ball like a pinball machine like he always does. He just bounces off tacklers moving forward as he takes the ball upfield. It's a joy to watch that kid run. Right now he's having a time with his Crabber defense as we see the Phoebus Phantom cheerleaders cheering their team on.
Pittman up the middle again. This time he might pick up about 1.5 yards, 2 yards on the play at the most. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3 now for the Phantoms as the ball sits at the Phoebus 47-yard line. Need to get right to the 50-yard line to pick up a 1st down. 3rd down and 3 for Phoebus.
Like so far in this first quarter of the game tonight on the Hampton side, rushing, Marshawn Williams 2 for 12 with 1 touchdown. Two rushes for 12 yards for 1 touchdown, and Hale 2 for 47 with a touchdown. Newsom 9 for 42.
Back to pass, and he's being sacked in the backfield as the Crabbers got Tolliver, and that's number 84 on the stop for the Crabbers. That's Trey Presley. Big loss on the play and all the way back to the 37-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and 13 as the Crabbers will probably get the ball back here. Looks like the Phantoms are setting up for a punt formation.
Big defensive play as number 84 came in, Trey Presley, untouched. I mean, he just came off that right side and took aim at Tolliver and just brought him down.
Matthews is the center here for the Phantoms in punt formation. Could not see the number on the punter for the Phantoms. Nice snap.
Well, that's
nice little wobbly spiral all the way down as it takes a Phoebus bounce inside the 20, inside the 15, down to inside the 14. So a nice punt by the Phantoms on the play.
And the punter, number 10, Terrell Tolliver, the quarterback. Mike, that is a great punt. 14-yard line?
49 yards on the punt is what I counted.
You counted that?
Yeah, I was sitting here counting it.
You counted every one
49. Yeah, I did. Like 5, 10, 50. So the Crabbers will take over again for their 3rd possession. It is 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line with 15 seconds to go here in the opening period of play as they lead this thing early, 14-6.
15 seconds before the end of the quarter. I'd like to go down to Bob here at the quarter and get his impression of the Phoebus Phantoms and how they're feeling right now.
3 wideouts, offset eye. Newsom on the keeper, breaks the tackle there in the backfield. but ends up losing as he's looks like he's going to gain about a yard because they're going to mark it outside of the 15. So maybe a gain of a yard on the play, and that is the end of the first quarter play. And the score here at the end of one is the Hampton Crabbers 14 and the Phoebus Phantoms 6.
All right, at this time I'd like to check with Bob, if it's all right with you guys, Bob. All of a sudden, boom, Hampton's out to a 14-6 lead. Turnovers here and there. What's the focus down there on Phoebus' sideline?
All right, listen, guys. This is not for the faint of heart. There are some hitting going on out here on both sides. It's unbelievable. But Richie Staten made a mistake, and I know he wished he could take it back. You turned the ball over. Brent had talked earlier about turning the ball over. You can't do that against either one of these two teams. There's not a lack of enthusiasm for each one of these teams, but you got to understand Hampton right now with the Coach Smith, he's spreading them out. He's keeping them off balance. He's running the draw. He's throwing the pass. He's got direct snaps going to Williams and to Newsom. Hey, you got to get pull your shorts up and let's go play ball if you're the Phoebus Phantoms and put your defense on the line.
And that's exactly what they're going to have to do, Bob. I mean, right now in the first quarter, Tony Pittman, 4 carries, only 11 yards. Matthews, 1 carry for 4. And Tolliver, 1 carry for minus 10 yards. So you're looking at a total net of 5 yards for the Phantoms in the first quarter. Not what you would expect from this great Phantom team.
And their score came off of a pass, too, a 31-yard pass to Durham. All right, second down after a gain of 2 by Newsom. Second down and 8. Ball sits at the 16-yard line. Newsom under center. And he's back to throw over the middle, and pass is intended for the Crabbers, number 1 on the play, and that's DeQuan Moore. It's incomplete. Ball was a little bit high. Defensively in the backfield, the Phantoms are doing a good job with the receivers so far.
They're doing a great job. Mike, while we watch the replay there, I want to remind people that tonight's game is sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant on West Queensway in Hampton, also by Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton, located in Phoebus, and by Tidewater Team Sports on Cannon Boulevard in the Oyster Point section of Newport News. The first half sponsor of today's game is Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrose Shopping Center. It's your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home inside and out.
Back to pass again is Newsom over the middle. No flag is thrown, and the ball was intended for number 1 on the play, and that's DeQuan Moore, and he was knocked down on the play.
It looked like a good defensive play there as Robbie Robinson, number 2, got his hand up there to deflect that pass out of the way. Good defense by the Phoebus Phantoms.
There we go, as the Crabbers will set it up to punt it away. Newsom is the punter for the Crabbers, and Staten, one of the backs back here near midfield. Nice end-over-end kick near the 50, and Staten takes it, and boom, down he goes right at the 49-yard line. So nice punt by Newsom on the play, and a 1-yard pickup on the return.
Staten took a rock on that one. I tell you what, nice high punt, and as he gets it, he is slammed hard by the Crabbers' number 1, DeQuan Moore, who's right there waiting for that catch to come.
So the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 at about the Crabber 49-yard line. Good field position start here for the Phantoms. 1 wide out to the near side in the I formation. Handoff is to the lead back, and that's Matthews, and he's going to pick up about 9 on the play as he's near the Crabber 41-yard line.
Hey, Tavius Mathis is all over the field tonight for the Phoebus Phantoms. You can tell right there on your screen. He's pumped tonight. He's ready to play this game.
That's a gain of 8, so they marked it at the 41. It'll be second down and 2 now for the Phantoms. Matthews is playing in the fullback position. Tolliver is the quarterback in the backfield in the I formation. Pittman on the handoff, straight up the middle, inside the 40, down near the 36-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Phantoms as they will spot it at the 36-yard line.
Great surge by the right side of the offensive line for the Phoebus Phantoms as Pittman, you'll see on this replay, just follows them. Look at that hole right there. Number 78 for the Phoebus Phantoms on the line. That's Walt Brantley. Just stood his man up and pushed him out of the way.
With Pittman again, this time nothing going as the Crabbers got him in the backfield for a loss of about a yard. Bring up a second down and 11 as they'll mark it at about the Crabber 37-yard line.
Boy, that was some kind of defensive hit there by the four Crabber defensemen. It was like bam, 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 bam. They just hit him right there, and he wasn't going anywhere.
Pittman tried to spin out, but there was nothing doing there. Good defense by the Crabber front line that time. Second down and 11. 2 wideouts, one on either side in the I formation. Matthews. Back and pass is a little slant pass. It was completed.
Oh.
Nice play that time inside the 25-yard line. That is going to be good for a Phantom first down. I believe it was caught by the number 20 on the play, and that's Fletcher.
Khalid Fletcher, and I know he's disappointed, Mike. Watch this. He gets the catch here, slides through there, and he just needs to keep his feet, and he could pick up that yardage, but he just kind of staggered and fell right there.
First down and 10 for the Phantoms at the Crabber 24 as they now drive. There's a handoff to Pittman, bringing it to the near side. He falls down at the 21-yard line, and that'll be a pickup of about 3 on the play.
Pittman followed the blocker Mathis on Mathis. What year are we playing here? Octavius Matthews, as he tries to get around the edge and turn it upfield, did a good job there.
Gain of 3, bring up second down and 7 now for the Phantoms.
That'll bring up second and 7.
Man, how long ago was it Matthews?
Matthews, I don't know. 2 wideouts to the far side, single setback. Pittman on the handoff to the left side, up the middle, down near the 16-yard line. He will be about 2, maybe 3 yards short of the first down. They'll bring up a third down and 3 for, I think a third and 2 for the Phantoms as ball sits near the 16.
This Crabber defense is making it tough for Tony Pittman to get any yardage at all in this game. They are hitting him every which way but loose as he comes through that line. But he's still getting yardage for the Phoebus Phantoms as they move down the field. I think this is one of their deepest penetrations in the game.
Of the score. 2 wideouts to the far side, and that's Matthews up the middle near the 10. He's going to get a first down inside the 10-yard line. It looks like it's going to be a first and goal for the Phantoms.
Good second effort there by Octavius Matthews as his line gave him some extra strength to get through.
First and goal. Surged. Ball sitting right on the 10-yard line.
Back and forth this game goes, ladies and gentlemen, as you watch it on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Channel 23. Hampton and Phoebus back and forth.
Oliver will hand the ball off to Matthews up the middle. He gets near the 6-yard line. That was Pittman, I'm sorry, on the carry. Looks like he'll get down to the 5, so that'll be a 5-yard pickup. Second down and goal from the 5-yard line.
Here's Pittman right here. He's hit as soon as he gets to the line of scrimmage, and he plows through there to pick up a couple of yards.
Picked up his number 5 on the play.
Looks like we've got number 9 in for the Phantoms.
Timeout, Hampton.
So the Crabbers will take their first of 3 here. That'll leave both teams with 2 timeouts here in the first half. 7:39 to play here, and the Crabbers leading 14-6. But the Phantoms are driving here. Second goal from the 5.
Driving. What kind of driving tonight?
They are driving. They are running. They're doing well.
And speaking of doing well, we've got a great production crew tonight that's doing very well on our cameras. Susan Bowers, Nathaniel Braxton, Randy Bagoli and Steve Fryer. They're the ones bringing you all these great pictures that you see on your screen at home, ladies and gentlemen. The graphics and animation, as always, done by the incomparable Andy Foley. Slow motion instant replay of the beautiful and lovely Krista Campbell. Our camera control operator, Renee Camden, who's doing a super job. Our chief engineer, Don Scharouse. The audio engineer, Greg Lesko. And the director and producer tonight, Don Scharouse. Good game. Oh, that's right. Wube Grebe is also in the truck tonight. He's usually on the cameras.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Second down and goal from the 5. This was a handoff. It looks like he's close, and he's in. Touchdown, Phoebus. Who was that? Number 9 on the carry, Daquan Lane. So Lane will go 5 yards in and score for the Phantoms.
And I want you to watch this, Mike. This is second effort right here. Hits the wall, stopped, bounces, and look at that second effort for another 2 yards to get it into the end zone. That's the power of this Phoebus Phantom running team.
Now let's see, are they going to go for 2 here to try to tie it up right now, 14-12?
That's a good question. I think I'd go for it.
54 is good. 4 minutes and 6 seconds. 54 is good. And we're allowed. Let's go. Be in there, baby.
Pittman for the 2-point conversion. It's good, and the game is tied up now. 14-14, 7:33 to go here in the second quarter.
Mike, that scoring drive took 9 plays, covered 49 yards in 4 minutes and 6 seconds, culminated with a 5-yard touchdown run by Lane, and then the 2-point conversion that you see right there by Tony Pittman to tie this one up, as you just said, 14-14 here in the second quarter at Darling Stadium, November the 1st, 2012. It's Hampton Phoebus. Do we need to say anything else? It's Hampton Phoebus. That's all you need to know. You okay?
Yeah, man.
You okay?
Yeah, 14-14. As the Phantoms will set up to kick it off here from their own 40-yard line.
And that was the man you saw on the screen right there that scored that last touchdown, Mr. Lane.
Shrimp will tee it up here at the 40. Von Quillen now deep for the Crabbers. Yeah, I heard somebody up here now. We're back to 0-0, so here we go again. Starting fresh.
Yeah, that's true, I guess, when you stop and think about it. It's a new game.
Just like they started it off with Phoebus kicking off the game. Kick to the near side, a short kick. Picked up by the Crabbers. Is that number 2 on the play? Or 1, Daquan Moore. Daquan Moore will pick it up at about the 32, and he'll get to about the 34. So the Crabbers will start 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Had a hard time picking that ball up.
Yeah,
on a little skip.
It's kind of juggling it back and forth there.
7:26 to go. Second quarter play here. 14-14 here at Darling Stadium. Thursday Night Football live. The I formation. Williams, the up back. Gives it to Hale straight up the middle. Scoots to the outside, breaks another tackle, and he gets all the way down to the 46-yard line of the Phoebus Phantoms. And that's a lot of skill right there.
That's exciting. If you're a Hampton fan right now, you should be excited about that young man, Hale. Watch this run. Again, similar to the last one. Hit, turns, finds the hole. Look at the burst of speed. Just bowls over the tacklers and keeps going and going and going.
Like a Daquan Lane, number 9, finally brought him down at the Phantoms' 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Crabbers. Again in the I formation. Williams the up back. And that's Williams on a handoff, and it looks like the Crabbers' wide receiver down here moved early. So that's going to cost them 5 on the play.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense. 5-yard penalty remains 1st down.
Mike, I've just been given some information here. Earlier, you knew we had almost a negative yardage there for the Phantoms, but after that last drive, Now Pittman 9 rushes for 27 yards. Matthews 3 for 18. So they're beginning to get in that positive area of rushing. We'll see how they continue from here on out the rest of the game.
1st and 15 now for the Crabbers as the ball sits back at their own 49-yard line.
3 penalties now for Hampton, totaling 25 yards.
There he is. With 31 on the play that time is Roscoe Hale, and he's going to pick up maybe 2 on the play inside the 49-yard line of Phoebus, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 13 for the Crabbers.
Now, that was an interesting pitch on that play. It just kind of flipped up in the air. Roscoe ran under that one and got it and was able to haul it in. Almost like a pitch pass.
There it goes. Hale again off the left side. He will pick up good yardage this time as he's down inside the 40 to about the 30. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 39-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and long 3 for the Crabbers. Watch it run.
Hale goes around the corner here, and number 9, Daquan Lane, is able to catch him and wraps him up. And I was glad to see that type of tackle. Too many times we see kids just going in and try to hit you and knock you down. This time, Daquan Lane went in and wrapped up the runner and was able to bring him down. Good job by the Phantom defense.
Crabbers a little bit confused now in the backfield, and they'll have to waste a timeout here.
Hampton.
That's all right. Get it straight. They still have another timeout left here in the last 5:20 of the second quarter. 3rd down and 3 from the 39-yard line. And, well, this is the type of game we thought we'd see, and that's good.
It is always good. Like I said, anytime you're talking about Hampton Phoebus, it's got to be good. And you're watching them on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Fios Channel 23.
Nice crowd tonight, too.
Yeah, speaking of watching, guys, if you like to watch LSC, well, even if you don't like to watch LSC, you do like Bob Hintz, and that's the thing. Everybody likes Bob Hintz. He's a great guy. Join him on his show, Sports Time. He interviews coaches, athletes of the past and present from Hampton City Schools. You can watch him and all the shows on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Channel 23. Tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 7:30 a.m. and p.m. for the Bob Hintz Show.
All right, here we go. 3rd down and 3. Shotgun formation. Hale in motion to the near side. There's a pass, and it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. One of the linemen deflected the ball, and it was deflected out of bounds, so it's an incomplete pass. The receiver was open, too. So good defense on the line there by the Phantoms.
Yeah, the Phoebus defense has more or less shut down the passing game for the Phantoms. I mean, for the Crabbers.
I don't think they've completed a pass
no,
yet, have they?
Newsom is now 0 for 5 as you see the ball hit the lineman on the head. He's 0 for 5. But on the rushing side, of course, Hale, 5 carries, 79 yards. Newsom, 10 carries, 43. Marshawn Williams, 2 carries, 12 yards.
So it's 4th down. They're going for it. Newsom on a keeper, straight up the middle. He breaks the ball. And the Phoebus team put the ball right into one of the Phantoms players' hands, and a turnover by the Crabbers after a nice run.
Robbie Robinson, number 2 for the Phantoms. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. He looks up, and there's the rock right there in front of you. He does nothing but, hello, watch. Newsom with the keeper, goes up, kind of loses it there, gets hit right here. The ball pops out. Look at Robbie. Just look what I got, folks.
So the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line with 5:10 to go here in the second quarter. There's a handoff to Pittman straight up the middle. He works his way to the 25-yard line, a pickup of about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 now for the Phantoms at their own 25. Nice they had a nice stop by the Phantoms on that play because the Crabbers were driving, and Newsom had done a good job on a 4th down to get the 1st down, but lost it. Actually, you kind of lost it twice on the play.
He did. It was a good hit by the Phantoms. But I'll tell you, Mike, I was kind of surprised we hadn't seen that play more often. It worked tremendously well in the first quarter, that quarterback keeper, and we hadn't seen it for a long time, so it was a great time to pull it.
Pittman again up the middle. He's going to pick up maybe a yard out to about the 7-yard line. Maybe he picks up 2, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Phantoms, as they need to get the ball out to the 32-yard line to get a first down. So a key 3rd down play now defensively for the Crabbers.
Pittman having a tough time picking up his yardage there, as you just saw number 54 for the Phantoms, Kevin Lyles, on your screen. Pittman is getting hit every time he touches the ball, and they're not letting him get loose. They're trying to contain him and keep him from running up and down that field. So far, doing a good job.
I noticed all the running so far for the Phantoms has been up the middle. Nothing's been done going wide, and there is a first down run coming to the near side by Pittman as he gets out to the 33-yard line, and that's going to be good for a Phantom first down. Well, Mike, they can't see that from there. That's at least a yard.
Well, Mike, to go on what you were just talking about, everybody's talking about it's a big yard. You can't see that. They're not going outside because Pittman works inside.
Yeah.
He likes working inside. And just like you see in this run, he'll go inside. Now watch it come this way. He tries to find the crease to the outside once he gets through the line. That's where they go outside. They're not so much an outside running team. When you got a back like Pittman that can run like he runs, you let him do his thing and then find the outside on his own. Then he'll get loose. So far, Pittman 12 carries, 38 yards.
1st and 10 now for the Phantoms at their own 33-yard line. Good 3rd down conversion by the Phantoms on that play. Pickup of about 6 on the play and a first down. Tolliver will hand the ball off to Pittman again, straight up the middle. He gets to the 35, maybe the 36. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd down and 7 now for the Phantoms.
Arrington Bazemore, number 60, and Troy Garrett, number 62, kind of buttling up that hole right there for Pittman and allowing the rest of the Crabbers to come in to make the play.
2:48 on a running clock here in the second quarter. We're tied 14-14. Phantoms have the ball 1st and 10, or 2nd down and 7. Oliver back to throw, trying to find a man over the middle, and picks up the receiver outside the 40, and it's complete. He looks like he's close to a first down, and it depends on where they mark it. I'm not sure, was that completed to number 20 or 7? I couldn't tell.
I've been looking at first. I thought it was 22. I couldn't quite catch it from here. It looks like number 20.
Yep, it is number 20. He's caught a couple of them. That's Fletcher. And they are close to it. Looks like they're about a half a yard shy. So it'll be 3rd down and about a half a yard here.
With 2 minutes to go here in the first half, they've still got plenty of time. 3rd and 1, they've just got to get this first down.
We're under 2 minutes now as the clock continues to run. Nothing there. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. A good play by the Hampton defense that time as
Troy Garrett.
Matthews didn't get much of nothing that time.
Troy Garrett, number 62, just kind of went through there, stood up and wrapped up the runner behind the line of scrimmage, allowing him to go nowhere. So they have a decision to make right here.
Now let's see where they mark it at.
Look at him, stand him up right there. Great play by number 62.
Now,
Troy
if you're gonna mark the ball at one spot and then bring the chains on to check for a first down, why do they pick the ball up and move it? If the ball's already spotted on the ground, why do you pick it up and move it if the officials are bringing the chains in?
My timeout for measurement.
I can't answer that. I'm not down on the field in stripes.
Well, it's going to be a little bit short of the first down, so it'll be 4th down and about a half a yard. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, thank you.
Timeout, Phoebus.
So the Phantoms will take their 2nd timeout, which will leave them with 1. It's going to be 4th down and about a yard. And the big decision right here, especially after getting stopped on that last play.
Well, let's play what if.
What if they don't?
What if you had to make the decision? What would you do?
I'd be punting the ball away.
You'd be punting the ball.
Yes,
Bob,
sir.
Can you hear me down there?
Yeah, I got you, guy.
All right, we're playing what if down here.
What if? Okay.
What if you had to call this? What would you do?
Punt.
You'd punt too.
I'd punt. Yeah, you can't give Hampton with 1:39 to go this short field. You know that they can break an easy one. You saw what the young man Lane can, or not Lane, but Roscoe can do when he gets in the open. So they got the speed. So what you got to do is keep the ball away from the Crabbers.
Let's see. Looks like
give them a long field to go.
Looks like they're setting up the punt, but Tolliver is the punter, so we'll have to watch and see if he doesn't fake it here, and let's see what happens. 4th down and less than a yard, and it looks like they're setting up the punt. Newsom deep for the Crabbers.
I'm with you two guys. I don't want to give Hampton the ball any closer than I have to.
Watch for the fake, though. And he punts the ball away, and it's a short punt to the far side, out of bounds. Looks like at about the 38. And that's where the official will mark it. So the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line with 1 minute and 31 seconds and 1 timeout here to go in the second quarter of play.
Woo. There's number 78 for the Phoebus Phantoms. And, of course, you know who that is. That's Big Walt's little boy, Walt Brantley. Right there on your screen behind the young man with the number 8 jersey.
Well, this is the game that everybody was waiting on, and it's so far been exactly what we were hoping it would be. 14-14 with 1 minute and 31 to go in the first half.
Well, when you've got two teams of this caliber, you should have a game like this. There's no question about that.
Crabbers again back with 4 wideouts, 2 to the near, 2 to the far. Single setback, and this is Newsom on a keeper straight up the middle. He's broke 3 tackles, 4 tackles, and he was a half a step away, folks, from taking that one to the house as he gets all the way down to about the Phantoms' 46-yard line. Great run.
And that's called diving back in the water once you have a problem. That's the play they ran when Newsom lost the ball to the Phantoms. They run this same play again right up the middle. And that's the play that worked for them in the first quarter, time after time.
Williams on the carry up the middle. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's going to pick up short yards, about 4 on the plays. He's down to about the 41-yard line, and it looks like the Crabbers will take their last timeout.
Hampton.
It is.
Their third and final timeout of the half.
A little early to be taking a timeout with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go, but I guess he wants to let them know that, that was his last timeout, and he's still got a ways to go to get to pay dirt. So let's see. They haven't completed a pass in the first half. They've done everything they've done so far has been on the ground.
And Bolo has a leg.
Bolo.
I'm sorry.
Bo Lomax.
Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Lomax, but I still call him Bolo. Bolo has a leg. The guy can kick. I would have thought maybe, of course, Mike Smith is a coach, not me. But I would have thought you would have put that timeout in your pocket till you get a little bit closer, and you had it there to set up your field goal team.
Hampton completed a pass last week, and they brought Addison in to quarterback and threw a screen pass to the near side here to Newsom, who ran it all the way in for a touchdown. And we might see something like that here. Let's see what happens. Looks like the wideouts are 2 to the near, 2 to the far side. Williams all set to the right of Newsom in the shotgun. Snap straight back to Newsom, back to throw. And they got him, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And the Crabbers receivers were all very well covered on the play.
And Mark Wilson just stayed with that play the whole time, kept his eyes on Newsom and didn't let him go anywhere. When Newsom pulled it down the run, Wilson, number 74 of the Phantoms, was right there to make the stop.
It's 3rd down and about 7 on the play. Down to 38 seconds as the clock continues to run. Newsom back to throw. Forced out to the near side. Gets it up the middle. He's going to have a 1st down and a whole lot of extra yards here, and it looks like he's running to the far side and goes out of bounds near the 10-yard line. What a run.
Wow. All over the place, too. In and out and over and under. He just scatter-stepped everywhere he could, and that's Deion Newsom, who up to then had 12 carries and 74 yards. You got to keep this guy in your radar. Look at him. Shoots that gap, makes a nice
Phoebus,
move.
their final timeout of the half.
Phoebus calls the timeout, and that's no timeouts left with 22 seconds to go, 14-14. And the Crabbers are now in field goal range, but we'll have to wait and see what happens here. See what Mike Smith has in store for us. Not a lot of time here, but what a run.
Yes, it was a great run by Deion Newsom, I can tell you that. But you're right. Let's see what they're going to do here with 22 seconds. Maybe could throw one pass, maybe run it out on the side, get a little more yardage.
Well, if he's going to set himself up for the possible field goal, he probably needs to move the ball back to the middle of the field and then spike the ball down to try to stop the clock so that there's some time left. But it's either that or Mike Smith is going to try to go for the score here.
Yep. And on that last carry, Newsom went over the 100-yard mark. He's now got 14 carries for 105 yards, and he's the leading rusher for the Crabbers in the game so far. In fact, the leading rusher in the game so far.
Here we go, 22 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Newsom in the shotgun, Williams to his right. Hands the ball to Williams up the middle, and he's going to be stopped inside the 10-yard line. And the clock continues to run as we're down to 13 seconds.
They better do something here real quick.
10 seconds. All right, he grounded the ball. So they've got himself set up for a possible field goal. And let's see what they're going to do here as the clock is stopped with 6 seconds to go. As they're down inside, well, it looks like they're going to mark it at about the 9.
Well, I don't think there's any question about what they're going to do. Bolo's got their leg.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to kick the field goal. They're going to go for it here. Mike Smith looks like he's very upset about something, and I'm not sure what. But
Bob, you getting a sense or a feeling of what's going on down there?
Hampton doesn't have any more timeouts, so I'm not sure what they're waiting on.
Yeah, everybody's upset here. And they are going for it.
It'll be a delay of game, I can tell you that right now. That was way too long for a delay of game. I'm not real sure what maybe he figured he needed to be further back for Lomax. I don't know.
I don't know what was going on.
Well, either way, now it's going to be a 3rd down, and the ball sits at the 15-yard line, and the Crabbers are still going to go for it here.
A little surprised at this, but we'll see what happens.
Newsom back to throw, comes to the near side, throws the ball, incomplete at the goal line. So that'll do it for the first half here as the Crabbers come up empty-handed on that drive as the defense stopped them. We are at the half now as the Phoebus Phantoms are all tied up with the Hampton Crabbers, 14-14.
Well, Mike,
a whole lot of confusion right there on that last play, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised at that. Perfect opportunity for Bolo to put 3 points on the board, almost intercepted on that pass by the Phantoms. Of course, at the end of the half, it doesn't really matter whether you intercepted, knock it down, or whatever. But 3 points right there could have been on the board. As it stands right now, it's tied 14-14. The Hampton Crabbers and the Phoebus Phantoms here at Darling Stadium at Thursday, November the 1st, 2012. Let's go down on the field to Bob Hintz.
All right, thanks, guys. I've got with me Staff Sergeant Fisher from North Carolina. Glad to have you here. Talk a little bit about this rivalry.
Well, what the Marine Corps does is we come out and really support all the men and women that come out. They want to be a part of the community. And the rivalry series is all across the nation. And the Marine Corps represents that because that's what we're all about. The Marine Corps is all about rivalries, you know, sportsmanship, teamwork, and just becoming a camaraderie of just how the bonds come together within sports and stuff like that. So we really like to come out and show that the military and all support different high school events. So the Marine Corps comes out just to tell them that, hey, we're here, You know, whether you're joining the military or not, as long as you're doing something and doing the right thing. So that's mainly what we're here for, to show our presence in that force.
Okay, I noticed you got a chin-up bar over here. Talk a little bit about what's going on with the chin-ups.
Well, the Marine Corps is all about doing pull-ups and chin-ups. So we try to get men and women out here to do as many as they can for each team. We have Hampton side and the Phoebus side. So if we can get the Hampton side to beat the Phoebus side, it's a big rivalry tonight. They say Hampton's going to win the game, so we'll see who comes in first on the chin-up challenge.
I think you guys been do this all over the country?
Yes, sir, all over the country. Throughout every state, they have a big rivalry game, and this is it for Virginia, the Hampton versus Phoebus.
Well, this is about the third time you guys been here, and we really appreciate you coming in, and it's always good to see this rivalry football behind us.
Oh, always our pleasure.
Good enough. Well, appreciate it, Staff Sergeant Fisher.
Oh, thank you.
All right, guys, back up to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you are, Darling Stadium. The score, Hampton 14, Phoebus 14. Stay tuned for the second half. We'll be right back after this.
And this award is presented by Marine Sergeant Flynn. Also on the field is Coach Bill G.
And back here at Darling Stadium, the score tied up 14-14. Here at the conclusion of halftime, and I tell you what a first half that was. It really was outstanding play by both teams.
I agree there with you, Mike. A great defensive battle, good offense at the same time. Really good game so far, well-fought game. Tie, it's Hampton and Phoebus.
Oh, yeah, it can't be better than that. The Phantoms have actually been pretty lucky so far in the first half in regards to the Crabbers' offense has really moved the ball on the ground very well tonight. And each team with a turnover that Hampton driving late in the second quarter, Newsom fumbled the ball down on about the 22-yard line on play. We'll be able to see that on replay once they bring those up. So 14-14, can't ask for it to be no closer than that. So it's just like we're starting all over again. This time, instead of the Crabbers taking the ball first, we will have the Phantoms taking the ball. So let's look at some of the replays from the first half.
All right, Mike, we've got some good ones here. I'll tell you what, right here, Newsom with a 15-yard run. He keeps this one himself, takes it right around the side. Oops, wait a minute. That's the pass that ended the half. I'm sorry. That was the pass that ended the half. And here we have Marshawn Williams in a 1-yard TD as he just gets that ball over the end zone just barely.
And that was the opening touchdown of the game.
That was that. Right here you have Atavius Mathis on a punt. He's going around the right-hand side. Look at the aggressiveness of these two teams as they just hit each other in open field. Next is Terrell Tolliver, the quarterback for the Phoebus Phantoms, as he connects with Durham for a 31-yard touchdown pass to put the Phantoms on the board. This one is a kickoff turnover. Here the mistake by Staten as he goes up to try and get the ball down. It's recovered by the Hampton Crabbers, giving him good field position. Now,
One play later.
Roscoe Hale. We've seen this before. Look at him run 50 yards, leaving tacklers in his wake as he goes into the end zone for the Crabbers. And speaking of running, here's the premier power back in the district. Number 5, Tony Pittman, with a burst of speed against a tough Hampton defense as he carries them for yardage. And here's another runner for the Phantoms, Daquan Lane, 5 yards into the end zone, touchdown. Running. Once again, it's Pittman as he'll take the ball for the 2-point conversion that ties the game at 14-14. Another runner, this time for Hampton. It's Roscoe Cole. This is a guy I like to watch. He's got quickness, he's got speed, and he's got power as he just runs over people. Talking about running still, because that's what we're doing this whole game. This play right here has worked so many times, but what happens here? Whoops, he loses the ball, recovered by Robbie Robinson of the Phantoms, and they get the turnover, a big one in the game. But do they stop that play? No. There's Newsom again, tucking it under. He goes right for that same hole. This time he gets through, cuts to the outside, turns it upfield, and picks up big yardage on the outside for the Hampton Crabbers, even after he fumbled. Now, once again, it's Newsom. He goes back. He looks. He can't find anything. He scrambles right. He keeps going. He throws, and there it is. The last play of the half as clock ran out. The Crabbers threatening to get ahead in this game. They fall a little short, and the score ends at 14-14 of the first half here at Darling Stadium on Thursday, November the 1st, 2012.
And I believe we're going to have some halftime stats here that maybe we can get put up on the screen so we can take a look at them.
I'm going to be curious about these stats.
Hampton did not complete a pass in the first half. Newsom was 0 for whatever he ended up having. We're waiting for those stats to be shown.
And let me let people know, Mike, that's not a reflection of Newsom. That's a reflection of the defense of the Phoebus Phantoms. Their secondary has just been amazing tonight, shutting down the receivers.
Did an outstanding job tonight stopping Hampton's pass. And I tell you, that's been one of the changes for the Phantoms as far as their offense is concerned. Hampton has actually been able to control the offensive running for Phoebus, but it's been the passing that's opened it up for the Phantoms. So let's look at some of these first half stats. There they are. As you can see, the Crabbers had no passing yards, 49 of them for the Phantoms. Of course, 31 of those went for a touchdown. But look at the rushing yards. This is an amazing fact. 203 yards for the Crabbers, and the Phantoms have been held to 55 yards rushing in the first half. 10 first downs for the Crabbers and 6 for the Phantoms. As you can see, the penalties have been not too bad. 4 for the Crabbers for 30 yards. But that 15-yarder on that helmet-to-helmet hit earlier, we saw that on one of the replays, that hurt the Crabbers a lot. That put the ball all the way down to the 31-yard line. And the next play, they scored on that 31-yard pass. Each team has a turnover, and both teams have taken advantage of that. In time of possession, the Phantoms actually have had the ball longer than the Crabbers, which is surprising considering the total yards in the game. Total yards in the game, well, it's 203 yards for the Hampton Crabbers, and the Phoebus Phantoms have 101. And how long has it been since the Phantoms have been 104? How long has it been since the Phantoms have been held to 100 yards in the half?
Quite a while.
Yeah.
Quite a while.
So we talked about how Hampton's defense really has gotten stronger as the year has gone on, and it shows right there. So we're going to have to wait and see just how this works out now in the second half as the Crabbers will line up to punt the ball as Lomax will tee it up at the 40. Staten back deep for the Phantoms, and I can't tell who the other player is back there. We'll have to wait and see when he turns around so we can get a number. But the Crabbers will be kicking off here.
And you said it, Mike, it is a new game right here.
And that is Staten at about the 13-yard line, right straight up the middle, and breaks the tackle, but is brought down at 34. So the Crabbers will be on defense as the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 to start the third quarter play at their own 34-yard line.
Ladies and gentlemen,
mark it at 35.
Thursday, November 1st, 2012, and the second half of tonight's game is sponsored by Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give him a call at 685-3172, and I'll get to the other sponsors here when we've got the time in just a few minutes.
3 wideouts, 2 to the far side in the I formation. The officials, okay, they stopped the clock, I guess, for a equipment problem, but straightened out now. Tolliver behind center in the I formation, and this is Pittman as he breaks a tackle off the right side, scoots to the outside on his way down the line. Can he catch him? No. Pittman will go 65 yards for the score. One play.
Wow. Talk about a turnaround. A big turnaround. As I heard somebody earlier in the booth say, leaving those 3 points on the board doesn't seem too bad unless somebody strikes quickly in the second half. And there you saw the Phantoms do it. This is actually now a 10-point turnaround. A 10-point turnaround. And that was Tony Pittman, or was that Lane?
I thought it was Pittman, so we'll have to wait and see the replay. Here's Crimp in for the extra point.
I thought it was Pittman too, but then we had a shot of
It is up and it's good. So the Phantoms jump out in front 21 to 14 here on one offensive play here in the third quarter.
And I was talking to a gentleman during the halftime about Tony Pittman, and we were talking about the fact that he was being stopped inside, and Pittman likes to go inside, find a little hole, and then get it outside, and that's what he does here. He tries to find that hole, he finds the crease, and once he gets out there, this guy's got eyes in the back of his head and speed that's unbelievable. He can't be brought down at all. The Crabbers, number 84, and that's Trey Presley with good speed, couldn't track Pittman down. Yes, he's a power runner with
speed,
quickness and speed and eyesight that's just phenomenal when he finds the lane that he needs to go to. And, of course, that was an easy scoring drive to calculate right there. One play, 65 yards. It did take him 11 seconds, though. So they did eat some time up off the clock.
Quick scoring opportunity right there for the Phantoms as they will – Crimp will set it up at the 40 to tee it off. Back deep for the Crabbers is Javon Quillen.
Special teams having a big factor in this game, both sides so far.
Along with Wyatt. They're not going to kick it deep, I don't think. Kick it straight up the middle toward the near side, taking it 22-yard line by the Crabbers, number 7 on the play, and that's Arnold. He will get it outside the 30 to about the 34-yard line, so the Crabbers will have it 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. He ran a long way sideways that time.
I'm glad you said that. I'm just here thinking, man, he ran about 40 to 50 yards. It was
side
sideways.
to side.
Didn't go anywhere.
That north and south has got to happen here. So here we go. The Crabbers will set it up 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
He's run straight along the field there to the other side. Just went from one sideline to the other.
In the I formation, Hale deep. Takes the snap or the handoff, breaks the tackle, and gets out to the 40-yard line, a pickup of about 6 on the play.
When this kid gets the ball, you've got to wrap him up. You can't just try to knock him down by giving a shoulder. You've got to put your arms around him and hold him back. He will hit you, roll off of you, and keep right on going, just like you saw do right there. Ladies and gentlemen, the third quarter of tonight's game is sponsored by Kaufman & Knoll's, with offices in Hampton, on Cunningham Drive across from Peninsula Town Center, and in Newport News at City Center. Kaufman & Knoll's.
Well, let's see how the Crabbers offense will get back in this game after giving up that long touchdown run. There's Williams up the middle for about 2 to about the 42-yard line. It looks like they're going to mark it at the 41, so it's a gain of 1. They'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Crabbers.
That time the Phoebus defense just stood up and sat down and just put a line right there that nothing was going to go through.
Well, they've done a good job stopping Williams tonight.
They have that.
So the two main runners so far is Newsom and Cole. Newsom the keeper, and he's going to get tackled in the backfield. Looks like number 7 on the play, and that's Richie Staten. Newsom is still down.
Staten came through there just like he wasn't blocked almost, and he was on top of Newsom before he knew what was going on.
So this is a concern right now as Newsom is still down. Let's see the replay here and see if we can see what happened.
Look at him. Look at Staten. He's right there.
It doesn't look like anything happened, but he looks like he's grabbing his right knee. And there he's getting up and he's running off on his own power. Looks like he twisted something. But he's the punter, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
So the Crabbers will set up and punt the ball away here. And it looks like number 1, DeQuan Moore, is setting up. Well, no, it's not. Now it's Quillen, number 10. Staten and Robbie Robinson now back deep for the Phantoms, standing just outside their own 30-yard line.
Well, I hope Newsom's okay and it's not something he has to worry about. Oh, nice snap.
Quillen gets a decent punt off, bounces and goes down inside the 30-yard line, and looks like it's going to be down at about the 27-yard line or 28-yard line. So that's where the Phantoms will take over, 1st and 10. 9:52 to go, third quarter play, as the Phantoms lead 21-14 here live at Darlin Stadium.
Yeah, it didn't look like they lost anything by putting that young man in there to punt that one, Mike. That was a nice long punt. Some of our sponsors for tonight's game, ladies and gentlemen, include the Grey Goose Restaurant on West Queens Way in Hampton, where you can get breakfast menu items, including their famous toasted buttermilk biscuits. Also by Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton, located in Phoebus, serving the community since 1862.
Oliver will hand the ball off to Pittman. This time he comes to the near side. He goes down at about the 31-yard line. He will pick up 3 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Phantoms.
On that one, Pittman looked like he was looking for some action as he headed toward the outside, and rather than continuing in that direction, he turned in and went right back toward the middle where there were people to hit, and he just tromped over everybody as he picked up the yardage.
2nd down and 7 for the Phantoms. Matthews is set up as a tight end here to the near side. Ooh, he moved. No flag was thrown. Here's Pittman wrapped up. He's going to pick up maybe a yard to about the 33. That'll bring up a 3rd and long. 3rd down and 5 now for the Phantoms.
Again, you're seeing some good tackling by both defenses here. This time it's Hampton. Watch as they wrap him up. They don't just try to hit him. They wrap him up. That's how you bring them down.
Looking at Matthews moving on the play that time before the snap, and it didn't get called. So the Phantoms were fortunate on that play. 3rd down and 5 now. The ball sits at the 33-yard line. Tolliver now back to throw. Being flushed out, and down he goes as he's sacked all the way back to about the 17-yard line.
A name we've mentioned several times tonight, Troy Garrett, who just runs right in there, and I don't like what I'm seeing there. As Tolliver is hopping off on one foot, we'll see the replay here.
Oh,
watch
man, that's both
Garrett.
Starting quarterback.
Garrett just rolls off his block and just corrals Tolliver. Ooh, and you can see where he twisted his leg. And that's not good. We'll have to see who's going in.
It looks like they're setting up the punt since it's 4th down and about 20.
Yeah, well, that would make sense.
Yeah. So
That
Krimp will go back to set up the punt. I can't see who the number is for the Crabbers setting deep here. Normally it would be Newsom, but that's not Newsom back there.
I think it's number 20. Do we have a number 20?
That would be Tony, but I don't think that's who it is. 27.
27. I don't have a 27.
Even have a 27.
For the Crabbers.
Delay the game against the offense.
All right.
It's
we'll
23.
get the number right.
That's
Yes,
Taquan
23.
Wilkins.
Yeah. 20, 27,
Well,
23.
a 5-yard penalty makes it even worse. 4th down now for the Phantoms, as standing at his own end zone. Goal line is Wyatt also back here now for the Crabbers deep, trying to set something up here, and almost snapped it over his head. A bad punt kicked over towards the Hampton sideline, and it's down at the Phantom 37-yard line. So the Crabbers, looks like they'll line it up at the 38. Excellent field position here to start this drive. 1st and 10 at the Phantom's 38-yard line. Let's see what the Crabbers can do here to try to get back in this game now, trailing 21-14. 7:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. The question is who's the quarterback? Newsom is back in the game. Okay, very good.
You hate to see people get hurt.
Yep, Williams to his right. 4 wideouts, 2 on either side. There's a handoff to Williams up the middle. Not much there. He might got a yard, and that's it. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the defensive, the linebackers for the Phantoms have really keyed on Williams tonight.
Yeah, Kevin Lyles, number 54, You'll see him step in there. Watch this at the top of your screen. Look at number 54, Kevin Lyles. Boom, right on top of him, grabs him from behind and just pulls him down like I don't know, like somebody at a rodeo with a calf roping contest.
At about a yard on the play, 2nd down and 9, and again a little bit delayed getting the play in here. Let's see what Newsom and company here have in store for the Phantoms here on a 2nd down play. 2 setbacks and 3 wideouts now. Newsom on a keeper straight up the middle. He's going to pick up about 5 or 6 on the play, and he's down near the 32-yard line.
Newsom
give him
has
5
been
on the
a
play. It'll be
workhorse.
3rd down and 4 for the Crabbers at the Phantom 33-yard line. Key 3rd down play right here. Of course, knowing Mike Smith, he'll go for it on 4th this far back.
Well, right now, I'd say any 3rd down play is going to be key in this game. We're 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 21-14, Phoebus. You're watching LSC on Cox 48 and Verizon 23.
And Newsom on a keeper again gets down near the 30, but he's going to be about 2 yards shy of the 1st down.
And that play took a long time to develop there, Mike. That gave the Phoebus defense plenty of time to make that play.
So 4th down and 2. Fourth down and 2, the Crabbers will be going for it.
Well, you called that one. This close here. You see what you can do. I'd say Newsom again.
And he'll pitch it back to Roscoe Hale, and he will get plenty of yards for the 1st down. And he is all the way down to about the 20, where are they going to mark it at, 22? So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Crabbers at the Phoebus 22-yard line as the clock continues to run here with 5 minutes and 11 seconds. There's a replay of the run.
Yep. Roscoe Hale almost trapped in the backfield there, just kind of twisted out of the tackler's hands and was able to get up the sideline to get the 1st down.
Pretty good at doing that, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Tell you, we're
so 1st and 10
good
Crabbers.
Backs.
Offset I. Hale up the middle, not much there as he's going to break 3 and looks like get down to about the 19.
I don't know how he got that extra yards like that, Mike, because we had some backers on a switch. They went from outside to inside to plug a lane there, and they pretty much had that area blocked up, and he was still able to get yardage through there.
He's inside the 20, 3-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 7 for the Crabbers. Setting up in the I formation, and 3 wideouts, 2 to the near. Here's a pitch to Hale. He gets a couple of blocks, and he's down near the 15-yard line. We'll have to see where they mark it. He'll be short of the 1st down.
Here's the replay on it as you see Williams getting the ball on the outside. He just puts his shoulders down and goes right into the tacklers. Shy of the 1st down by about 4 or 5 yards.
I'm out by the officials here. While we have a timeout by the officials, I'm going to pass on a score. There's a final over at Todd Stadium. The Bethel Bruins have defeated, I believe it's the Menchville Monarchs. No, Woodside. Okay. Beat Woodside 45-19.
And I believe that puts them pretty much into the playoffs. Is that correct, Mike?
Well, and I believe they're number 4 seed. They will host next week.
Well, that's great.
Newsom on a keeper, back to throw, over the middle, and it's complete. Is that number 1?
Yes.
That is number 1. That's Daquan Moore, and that's the first pass that the Crabbers have completed in the game, and it goes for touchdowns.
Daquan Moore, number 1. They come off the play fake here. Newsom back, spots his receiver. He's in double coverage and throws it right in there on the needle.
So Lomax now in to try for the extra point and try to tie this thing up here. It's 21-20. Snap is high. The kick is up, and it might be wide to the right. No, it goes through. It's good. That was close.
I thought that one was going to be blocked.
Yeah. 3:38 to go here in the third quarter play, and the Crabbers come back, tie this thing up 21-21.
You're watching LSC, Cox Channel 48, Verizon Fios Channel 23 on Thursday evening, November the 1st of 2012 from Darling Stadium.
So we've got 3 teams out of the Peninsula District that will be playing in the playoffs, Hampton, Phoebus, and the Minchville Monarchs. What you got there?
On that scoring drive, Mike, 7 plays covering 38 yards in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And it was a 16-yard touchdown pass from Newsom to DeQuan Moore, tying this game up once again. 21-21 as we see the replay right here. Newsom goes back, spots his receiver, boom. Threads the needle between 2 defenders. Touchdown, tie ball game. Folks, don't leave. This game is far from being over. It just goes back and forth, back and forth. These are 2 of the best teams in the area. In fact, in my humble opinion, they're 2 of the best teams in the state.
Max now lining up to kick it off. He's going to kick it to the far side over there. It's a squib kick. Oh, the Hampton player should have gone after the ball. Ends up going out of bounds. And I tell you what, it didn't look like the Crabber player on that far side over there was even looking for it.
Well, see, it looked the opposite to me. It looked like he was looking for it. It looked like Phoebus was backing off from it.
Well, the ball, I mean, he didn't, either way, it's going to cost the Crabbers as they're going to they're going to give the ball 1st and 10 to
The free kick went out of bounds. Phoebus elects to take the ball at the spot it went out of bounds. First down.
At the 40-yard line, so good starting position right here for the Phantoms. Let's see if the Crabbers defense can get up and hold them here. Otherwise, we're gonna see a wide open second half here at Darling Stadium.
All right, Mike, on DeQuan. I'll tell you later.
Matthews with the carry up the middle. Going to pick up about 2, maybe 3 yards out to the 43-yard line.
After that,
I got second down and 7. Go ahead.
After that last touchdown pass, as you said, it was the first completion for Newsom. He's now 1 for 7 with 16 yards and 1 touchdown, but he's carried the ball 17 times for 108 yards. So what he's not doing on top, he is doing on the ground.
Which is what he normally does. I believe he's second on the team in rushing.
That's correct.
Behind Williams, but the Phantoms have been able to contain Williams pretty good. It's Hale that's been doing pretty well for the Crabbers on the ground.
Yeah, I've been surprised. Williams with 939 yards for the year.
And I believe the Crabbers have it here. By the way, the new quarterback, well, I guess that was Tolliver out there, but the Crabbers do pick it up on the fumbled pitch there, so Hampton will take over 1st and 10 at the Phoebus 36-yard line, and another turnover.
This could be a big one, too, here, Mike. You see the pitch to Pittman, who never really had control of it, and I don't like what I saw there. His knee got...
Yeah, did you see how his knee got pulled up from underneath him? We'll have to look and see if he's still on the game.
His leg went right up underneath him on that. I hope he's all right, but that could be a big break for the Crabbers. We'll have to see what they can do with it here.
1st and 10 for the Crabbers at the 36-yard line of Phoebus. There's a handoff to Hale, nothing there. They got him bottled up pretty good, and it's a scrum there with the Phoebus Phantoms defense. He's going to end up losing. It looks like they're going to mark it. Well, they're going to move it back for more. You got to put it where he was hit first, and that's not what they're doing. They've got it marked all the way back to the 42-yard line. Let's see. See, he was hit at about the 39. Oh, he broke loose there. That's why.
Yeah, and
good call. Good play.
That was number 7 for the Phantoms, and of course that is Richie Staten, who got his hands on him and pulled him down.
Also 6 on the play. 2nd down and 16 now for the Crabbers. Back to throw it. There he is, wide open. Oh, he actually threw it to the wrong guy. And there is a flag on the play. It was intended for number 1, DeQuan Moore, and it is incomplete.
That's weird, Mike, because I thought he was throwing to somebody else.
I thought he was throwing to the guy that was cutting across from the outside.
The one that was open.
Ooh, boom!
I guess we'll never know unless we talk to Newsom later on, but He had a man wide open cutting across to the end zone.
Well, we're going to have a 15-yard penalty, I think, against the Phantoms. And let's see. Personal foul.
Dead ball, personal foul against the defense, 15 yards.
Be second down at 2. Is that the personal foul? Isn't that an automatic first down? So let's see if the officials give it to him.
The penalty does not result in a first down. It was a dead ball foul. It will be third down.
Cleared that up real quick.
It's dead ball. Dead ball.
So it's third down and about 2 here as Newsom gets under the center in the I formation. Newsom back to throw again down the left sideline, and it's going to be overthrown to the intended receiver, who was number 10 on the play, and that was Javon Quillen. He's been quiet tonight so far.
Yes, he has, and that ball was thrown way out of the end zone.
It looked like Quillen was staying to the inside of the play, and the ball was thrown to the outside. So it's now fourth down and about 1.5 yards for the Crabbers.
Here we see Newsom going back, and he knows exactly where he's going the whole time. He just up and fires that ball, but it is out there.
He threw the ball all the way to the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
So even if he had caught that ball, he would have probably been out of bounds. So here we go on a fourth down play for the Crabbers at the 27-yard line. They need to get to almost the 25 to get a first down. And the Phantoms defense comes up strong as Richie Staten sacks Dion Newsom in the backfield for about a 3 or 4 yard loss, and the Phantoms get the ball and take over first and 10 with 1:48 to go in the third quarter.
Richie Staten playing a great defense here in the last couple of series, has really turned it up for the Phantoms. He is knocking down plays left and right.
So the Phantoms defense comes up strong there and stops the Crabbers. It'll be first and 10 now for the Phantoms at the 33-yard line. Single back. And that was Pittman, who almost fell down in the backfield. Let's see where they mark it, and he looks like he's going to pick up about 2 yards on the play.
Once again, 5-2-9-1-1-6.
A pickup of about 1.5 yards. We'll call it second down at 8 now for the Phantoms. Ball sits just shy of the 35-yard line.
Back and forth, back and forth. 21-21, third quarter, Darling Stadium, November the 1st, 2012.
Oliver is back in there. Hand off to Pittman straight up the middle outside the 35 to about the 37. It's going to be a pickup of a couple of yards. That'll make it third down and 6 now for the Phantoms.
Slowly and surely, Pittman heading toward a large total of yardage. He's just getting it in small chunks at a time.
49 seconds as the clock continues to run here in the third quarter of play. Knotted up here, 21-21. See if the Crabbers defense can come up strong here on their own account. Third down and a long 5, call it 3rd and 6. Oliver back to throw, passes the ball, it's short, and it's completed. Looks like it is completed to the Phantoms, number 20 on the play, and that's Fletcher. And he's going to pick up a yard further than the first down marker, and it'll be a first and 10 for the Phantoms. Nice play of about 6 yards is good for the first down.
And Mike, I was saying that Pittman was picking up small chunks at a time, small chunks at a time. Frank Edgar, Brent Musgrove, our statisticians on the job again. Pittman, 119 yards. You'd never know it. A little bit here, a little bit there.
So first and 10 at the 44 for the Phantoms. They continue to drive here as the clock gets down to 10 seconds to go here in the third. It should be the last play of the quarter. Here's a pitch to Pittman as he comes to the near side. Nice defense. He cuts it back up and is going to pick up about 4 on the play as he will be tackled at about the 49-yard line as we end the third quarter of play as we're tied. Hampton 24 and Phoebus 24.
You're watching LSC Cox Channel 48, Verizon Channel 23, bringing you football from Darling Stadium. And ladies and gentlemen, today's game sponsors are Grey Goose Restaurant, located at West Queensway in Hampton, where breakfast menu items include their famous toasted buttermilk biscuits. And for lunch, try their new smoked turkey panini. Also by Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton, located at Phoebus and serving the community since 1862. As well as Tidewater Team Sports, located on Cannon Boulevard in the Oyster Point section of Newber News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters. I got to slow down here for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And today's second half of the game is sponsored by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give him a call at 685-3172. And we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for all of their sponsorship all year long and allowing us to bring you great sports from the Peninsula District. Got some news here from Brent. Let's see what we've got on the party line over here. All right, Tolliver for Phoebus is 4 for 4 with 55 yards. The guy's just really good. He's got one touchdown, and Pittman now with 124 yards on 19 carries. Of course, one of those runs was for 65 yards.
And it's Pittman again up the middle. He's going to pick up about 3. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down, so that'll bring up a third down and about a yard. Again, it's 21-21 with the beginning of the fourth quarter play here. It's still anybody's game here at Darling Stadium.
It is. And this is one of those games you want to watch again, folks. So remember, Saturday, November 3rd, 8 a.m. and p.m. November 4th, 6 a.m. and p.m. November the 6th, Tuesday, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Thursday, November the 8th, 6 a.m. and p.m. And Friday, November 23rd, 9 a.m. and p.m. Right here, you can watch it again.
Pittman on a handoff deep in the backfield. He's going to pick up plenty of yards for the first down, and he'll go down at Crabber 41-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10 for the Phoebus Phantoms.
We'll watch the replay here. Maybe Bob is seeing some things down on the field, but it looks like Pittman is just beginning to hit his groove here to chew up yardage. We'll go to him here in just a second and see if he's got a read on Pittman as this game goes on.
1st and 10, Phoebus, the Crabber 41-yard line. In the I formation. Tolliver back to throw again. Being flushed out. Almost goes down. He's still on his way, and he throws the ball incomplete.
What was that?
I'm looking to see who the receiver was he was throwing to, because I don't see anybody but linemen standing there. But either way, it's an incomplete pass, and I think the official is actually asking that question.
All right, right now, let's go down to Bob and find out what he's seeing with Pittman as this game goes on. Bob.
Hey, guys, Pittman's the kind of runner that's going to worry the crowd. He's going to run into you. He's going to knock you down. He's going to get up. He's going to ready to run into you again. So he's just going to wear you out. That last little flip pass was to number 88, who was in the area. So that was not an incomplete. It was incomplete pass, but oh, wow.
Oh, that one almost went for the house. It was intended for Richie Staten, number 7, and that was close.
All right, guys, I've got kind of excited there watching Ricky Staten almost get that ball. But this young man, Tolliver, just a freshman, is doing real good. He come limping off there, and he just banged his knee a little bit, but he's doing okay. Both of these quarterbacks received a little bit of hit on their knees. Both of them come back. Hey, great game, guys. Great game down here.
They are, and that was the first incomplete pass from Tolliver tonight. He was 4 for 4 until he missed that one.
That one was a whisker from going all the way. Here we go. 3rd down and 10 now. The ball still sits at the 41-yard line. Tolliver back to pass. Plenty of time. Throws the ball deep down the middle of the field. One receiver there, and there's about 5 crabbers. That one didn't have a chance.
No,
incomplete pass on the play. That'll bring up a 4th down now at 10 from the 41-yard line. Let's see if the Phantoms will try to punt the ball away and bottle them up. Let's see the replay of that play. He really let loose with it too, didn't he?
Yeah, look at him. He's got plenty of time. He's real comfortable, and he's got a strong arm. But like you said, that pass didn't have a prayer.
All right, so Tolliver back now in punt formation.
I tell you, I like the idea of his comfortability in the pocket there as just a freshman.
Well, he couldn't help but get comfortable in that one because he had all the time in the world to throw that one. Hampton's got 12 players on the field, and the official called the timeout, and I think, or it looks like the official on the far side of the field threw the flag. Travers had 12 on. Oh, that was just a sideline warning that they were given. Now let's see how many they got out there. Yeah, it was. 4th down and 10, 41-yard line here. Tolliver back to punt the ball away. Nice snap. Nice punt. Nice punt. Let's see if it goes in. It goes into the end zone. So a 41-yard punt into the end zone by Tolliver, and the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 10:23 to go.
That was a really nice punt. That was a really nice, my lips stuck together, punt. Woo. Man. 21-21. Hampton and Phoebus. That says it all. Phantoms undefeated. Crabbers, 1 loss. This is who's going to get first seed.
The winner of this game will host the game next week here at Hampton at Darling Stadium. And the loser will end up going over Friday night and playing at Todd Stadium. So
yeah, so there's not really a loser. We're still staying home more or less.
Like that's Addison quarterbacking now for Crabbers, number 8.
That's number 5, Newsom. Still Newsom. His leg's okay, which is good.
It was. I'm sorry. I could have swore it was a clean uniform. Watch.
It might have been, but it's 5.
Yeah, it's 5. Gain of about 1.5 yards. 2nd down and 8 now for the Crabbers. Ball sits at the 22-yard line.
Time is going to be a factor here shortly, ladies and gentlemen, as it winds down to 9 minutes, 45 seconds. And these are teams that run so they can eat up the clock, and that's what they want to do and put themselves in a position to score.
And back to throw a little short pass to Williams, and he actually gets the ball in and is still running and is finally forced out of bounds. It looks like at about the 34-yard line. That's good for a Crabber 1st down. He was playing hot potato on that one.
Yes,
Watch
he
the
was.
replay.
Talk about concentration. It's just a little out pass as Newsom goes back and flips it right to Williams, who juggles it, keeps his eyes on it, brings it in, has the residence to make sure that he doesn't lose that ball before he goes out of bounds. Nice little play by the Crabbers as they start to move upfield.
9:31 on the clock to go here in the ball game. Crabbers 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Back to throw, hands the ball off to. I guess he hands the ball off to Roscoe Hale, and he continues to churn it up, trying to get some yardage as he's pulled down at about the 37, 38-yard line. We'll mark it at the 37, so it'll be a gain of about 4 on play. 2nd down and 6 now for the Crabbers. Watch this.
Yeah, Phantoms had 7 men in the box there, and number 31, Roscoe Hale, still able to pick up yards just by driving those legs.
2 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near and the I formation. Hale cuts it back to the outside to the right, and nice defensive play that time. Is that Matthews out there?
Tavius Matthews, yes it was.
He's going to pick up about 2 on the play out to the 40. It's going to end up being a 3rd down and 4 for the Crabbers. Key 3rd down play now for Hampton.
Well, that time Crabbers had the blitz coming and they were able to pick it up and get outside, but Tavius Matthews, with that great speed of his, was able to run down the runner and keep him from getting any more yardage than he did. Good play by number 4, Tavius Matthews, the Phoebus Phantoms.
See if Newsom doesn't take a draw up the middle here.
3rd and 4, it's what he's been doing. It's been his bread and butter all night long, Mike.
4 wideouts, 2 on either side. Williams to the left of Newsom. And a delay of game again against the Crabbers. That was a fast 25 seconds on that one.
Ooh.
Yeah, you go from a 2nd down and 4, or 3rd down and 4 to a 3rd and 9 now. That 5-yard penalty hurts for the Crabbers. So the Crabbers have to do, looks like they may end up having to go up in the air on this one. Let's see what they got.
The Crabbers with 5 penalties now for 35 yards. 3 of them have been for delay of game. Unlike the Crabbers, who have the 3rd best penalty yardage.
Timeout is called by Hampton, and that is their first of the second half. That'll leave them with 2 the remaining 7 minutes and 57 seconds here in the 4th quarter play. All knotted up here at 21 apiece, Hampton and Phoebus.
Time slipping by quickly and slipping you these great shots and bringing you this great game from Darling Stadium tonight. We have a production crew that includes on the cameras Susan Bowers, Nathaniel Braxton, Randy Bagoli, Steve Fryer. Our graphics and animation, of course, is Mr. Andrew Foley. Slow motion and instant replay, Krista Campbell. I can't talk tonight. Krista Campbell. The camera control operator is Renee Camden. The chief engineer and the director producer is Don Schraus. The auto engineer is Greg Lesko. I'm Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser. And up here with us, Frank Edgar, Brent Musgrove. And down on the field is Bob Hintz. And in the truck tonight, Wube Grube. What a great crew we have. And I guess the cameramen, along with Bob Hintz, he's the guy that hosts Sports Time, they're a little chilly out there tonight. Me, I'm sitting here warm and cozy.
All right, here we go. 3rd down and 9. Newsom under center. 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near. Back to pass. It's out there to Williams. It is complete. He's past the 45-yard line. He has enough for a Crabber first down. Nice play by the Hampton Crabbers. That'll be a gain of about 13 and a first down.
And, Mike, that's a replica of the same play a minute ago. It's a short little pass to Marshawn. They get the yardage they need. That's the 3rd complete pass for Newsom. He's now 3 for 11. He had 28 yards. Add on that, and he's got about
but he's 3 for
40.
5 in the second half.
Yeah. A little bit better passing this time for the Crabbers.
There's a handoff to Hale up the right side. He will pick up about 4 on the play as he is down at midfield. So to bring up a 2nd down and about 6 for the Crabbers.
Crabbers trying to eat up the time here as the clock winds down to about 7:30. They've got the horses to do it in the backfield with Hale and Marshawn Williams. And the way that Dion Newsom has been tossing the short passes, they could extend the time that they march down the field till it gets to about down to 2-3 minutes if they wanted.
2nd down and 6. Neon. There's a pitch back to Henry. Fumbled the ball. And I believe that the Phoebus Phantoms have come up with the fumble. So the Crabbers have turned the ball over to the Phoebus Phantoms, and the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. And what a major mess up that was.
Turnovers can be a big break in this game today.
He just never had a hold of it.
Let's see if we can find out who. I can't see the number there that who got it. Maybe number 26, but I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen. Very hard to tell in that pile. All we can tell you is that's a big break for the Phoebus Phantoms. They get to take over about midfield.
7 minutes to go. Tolliver under center now in the I formation. Pitches to Pittman, comes towards us. Barrels his way outside the 50, and he's down near the Crabber 45-yard line. That'll be a pickup of almost 5 on the play. And they'll give him a 5-yard pickup. 2nd down and 5, and I tell you what, I think I made a statement in the first half. Who has the ball last might be the winner of this game. There's another little stat there.
Yep, and right now, Pittman is just starting to play his game. 22 carries now, 138 yards, and he is really turning it loose around that side, and I'm afraid you're going to see him break another one.
And there's Pittman again to the left side this time. He gets past the 45, and he's down to about the 43, so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 for the Phantoms. Pick up a 3 on the play.
The Phantom front line is doing a little bit better job here of getting holes open for Pittman, and he's finding them and getting through there quickly this time. Look at him. Look at the surge of that Phantom front line as they push the Crabber defense back. Bob, keep your eyes on those lines down there for us.
3rd down and 2.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Pittman on the carry to the near side, inside the 40 to the 39, and that's enough for a Phantom 1st down.
Bob, this Phoebus front line, the offensive line, is beginning to fire off the ball and get the Crabbers defense on their heels. Are you seeing the same thing?
Absolutely. What's happening is right now the offensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage, and they open up, and they don't need a big hole for Pittman. Just give him a crease. He'll find a way to get through it. Now, he's getting hit, but he's delivering as well as he's hitting.
And he's good
Here's
at that.
Pittman again as he hurdles the Crabber lineman coming in there, and he's going to still pick up about 3 on the plays. He's shy of the 35 at about the 36.
Mike, I got to say, I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I think that's the first time I've seen Pittman avoid contact as he jumped over that. That's unbelievable.
Pick up a 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7 now. It looks like it's Pittman, Pittman, and Pittman.
Yep.
Watch out for Matthews taking the ball here soon, because Pittman's got to be getting kind of tired.
He gets stronger as it goes on. Under 5 minutes to play.
And here's Pittman again to the near side. He's down inside the 20 or the 35-yard line, down to about the 32. He's going to be what looks like about 3 yards shy of the 1st down.
And this is what these two teams do best, Michael. Here they are at the end of the game, and they are just controlling the ball, controlling the clock, moving forward, getting closer and closer and closer. This is what we knew we were going to have. A hard-fought, grinding game. Pittman now with 151 yards.
And he gets the ball again inside the 30, down to about the 28, and that's going to be good enough for a Phantom 1st down. Let's see where they mark it at. Looks like he's got a 1st down by a good yard.
27 times Pittman has now taken the ball and pushed his team on his shoulders, and he's just moving them down the field, Mike.
4 minutes and 1 second to go here left in the game. And the Phantoms driving, 1st and 10. Ball sits at the 28-yard line.
I've never seen this young man, Pittman, tire at the end of a game. He seems to just get stronger and stronger.
And here's Pittman. No, that's number 9. That's Lane. And he will get down to the 25. Let's see where they mark it at. It looks like they're going to mark it at the 24. So that'll be about a 4-yard pickup for the Phantoms. As that was Lane on the carry that time. Looks like he was giving Pittman a breather. Lane's still in there.
It looked like Lane had a little bit of a lane on the outside there. If he had just cut to his left rather than inside, I think he could have reached the crease and picked up a few more yards.
Lane again is the deep back. One wide out to the near side. Here's Lane again on the carry. This time the Crabber stopped him right at the 25. Looks like he'll lean forward for about a yard. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. Here comes Pittman back in on a 3rd down and 5 now for the Phantoms. Under 3 minutes to go here.
It's coming down to this, folks. You knew it was going to be here. You're watching it live on LSC, Cox Channel 48, and Fios Verizon Channel 23. It's Hampton and Phoebus all tied up. And Phoebus on the move.
One wide out to the near side in the I formation. And here comes Pittman right straight up the middle, and he will go in. 24 yards for the score for the Phantoms, and they will retake the lead here 27-21 with the extra point attempt to come.
There he is, folks, number 5, Tony Pittman. Give him a little bit of rest, get him a lane, and this time he just takes a burst of speed all the way into the end zone for the Phoebus Phantoms. It's run.
Important extra point attempt now by Crimp. Still with 2:31 to go. Crabbers will get the ball back here with 2 timeouts left on the clock for him. Crimp kick is up, and it looks like it's good, and it is. So the Phantoms come back and now lead 28-21 with 2:31 to go here in the fourth quarter of play.
You're watching LSC live from Darling Stadium on November the 1st, 2012, as we bring you the Hampton Phoebus game, the classic game, the annual game, the big game, the game. That scoring drive, Mike, 51 yards on 8 plays, 4 minutes and 31 seconds.
That was a result of a turnover by the Crabbers, who, by the way, were let's send it back down to Bob down on the sideline. Okay, we'll try that again when we get the mic on.
Mike Pittman now with 28 carries, 178 yards, very close to that 200-yard mark. But the important thing is 2 scores. 2 scores for Tony Pittman, as you see him on the screen there, number 5, the premier running back in the Peninsula District this year, in my humble opinion.
Brent now setting the ball up to kick it off for the Phantoms.
And this stadium's coming alive. You can hear it all over the place. The Phoebus Phantom fans right underneath us, they are hyper pumped. Across the way, the Hampton Crabbers, they're just as pumped. Their team is going to get the ball with 2:30 left, and they're going to make their march down the field. It all comes down to the next 2.5 minutes.
Kick straight up the middle, taken at about the 12-yard line. Look at that hole up the middle, and I believe that's Quillen. He will get it outside the 25 to about the 28-yard line. So the Crabbers will have to go 72 yards to tie this score in the last 2 minutes and 24 seconds. They still have 2 timeouts, too.
Like a caveat to Pittman's 28 carries and 178 yards, 130 of those have come in the second half. So that's just a testament to the fact that he gets stronger as the game goes on. So here it is. Mike Hauser going to bring you the last 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Hampton with the ball, down by 7 points with 2:24 left in the game.
2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near in the I formation. Newsom under the center. Hands the ball off to Hale, and he cuts to the near side and runs right smack in to the Phoebus defensive player. And he will pick up about 2, and that's it, to the 30-yard line.
Looks like number 11 and number 26, Drevon Badger, along with Malik Hawkins.
Yeah, 26,
in on
he
that
was
tackle.
standing right there waiting on it. So a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 now for the Crabbers, just shy of their own 30-yard line, as we're under 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter of play. Newsom under center, offset eye, back to throw. Newsom being forced out of the pocket, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. He'll lose about 2 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 now. As Newsom, defensively, Phoebus has really done well in the backfield.
They have, but Hampton had a man open there for just a few seconds, Mike, and Newsom couldn't see him, and then as quickly as he was open, he was covered, and there was no way Newsom was going to find him.
They better hurry up, or they're going to end up with another 5-yard penalty for delay here as the clock continues to run. Down to a minute to go now. Got 5 seconds because the referee back here has already put his hand up.
There it is.
And getting a 5-yard penalty here with 2 timeouts for a delay of game is not good.
Well, Mike, we got 49 seconds left in this game. We've got to start thinking very quickly about a player of the game.
Okay, let's pitch it to Bob real quick.
Hey guys, I'm sorry about that. My battery went bad on me. Listen, both teams took advantage of a turnover and made a score. Right now, the defense is the one that's got to do the job. Hey, what a great game this has turned out to be.
Newsom scrambling out, picks up a bunch of yards. He may be close to a first down. Looks like they're going to mark him out at the 35-yard line. He's going to be short of a first down, so they're going to have to go on a fourth down play here with 40 seconds left as he runs out of bounds shy of the first down. Nice play by Newsom on the play.
And Mike, after that delay of game penalty, that was the fourth delay of game penalty on the Crabbers tonight. 6 penalties for a total of 40 yards. 4 of them delay of game.
Fourth down and a long 3 here. We have to pick the player of the games here.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard not to pick the guy that carried him in the second half.
Well, except he's been there before.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Screen pass. Intercepted. And will take it all the way in and score and turn out the lights.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Newsom left the pass low, and Staten batted the ball up, intercepted it, and ran it in for the score. And that will close the door on tonight as the Phantoms will continue to be undefeated. What a play by Staten. Richie Staten, what a great job. He has been all over the field.
He and a couple of other people for the Phantoms have been left and right and left, just doing a great job. In fact, we're going to make a call right now that our Phoebus player of the game is indeed Richie Staten for his play on both sides of the ball tonight, but particularly the defense. All we got to do now is come up with the Hampton player of the game.
Make sure everybody understands one of the reasons why.
Well, there's one guy we're not going to pick because he has been the player of the game before, and one of the kind of unwritten rules or policies we have is not to give the same player the player of the game a second time. So our apologies to Tony Pittman, who has carried the Phoebus team
here in the second half.
On the second half. That's why he's not getting it, and that's why Staten is doing it, because that young man has just played great defense all day long, as well as a great play right there. So super game by Tony Pittman, but he's already had it one time, so the policy is someone else.
Cripps' kick is up, and it's good. So with 31 seconds to go, it is the Phoebus Phantoms 35 and the Hampton Crabbers 21. And what a turnaround. Again, Richie Staten is going to be our player of the game. Let's send it down to Bob.
Hey, guys, we just saw history tonight. And the history I'm talking about is this young man who is a freshman quarterback for Phoebus, Tolliver, first freshman quarterback in the district, in the Peninsula District, who went 10-0 his first year. Nobody else has gone 10-0 as a freshman quarterback. What an awesome job he did.
Indeed. Indeed. The only freshman in the history of the Peninsula District to take a team 10-0. So, again, we have to pick the player of the game for the Crabbers, and they're working on that now. And right now, it looks like Crimp's setting the ball up at the 40 to kick it off for the Crabbers. So here we go. 31 seconds to go here in the game. The Phantoms up in front now, 35-21. Here's a little squib kick to the near side, taken at the 29. And he will get to the Crabber 42-yard line, where Hampton will have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. I got you. That's good.
Okay.
Go ahead and give it out now.
All right, our player of the game for the Hampton Crabbers. We're going to stay in defensive mode tonight since we gave Staten the award for the Phoebus team. We're going to go with Troy Garrett for the Hampton Crabbers and his fine defensive play tonight. He's been all over the place. I've called his name several times tonight, and I like the way he penetrated. So Troy Garrett is going to be the player for the Crabbers. And again, our apologies to people like Deion Newsom and Roscoe Hale, who pretty much carried the team tonight. But again, they've had the award before, and the policy is to try and give it to someone new and recognize all of the great talents of the student athletes here in Hampton City Schools.
Some pass to the near side. It is shy of the 50-yard line, down to about the 40, and there is a flag down here on the near side. Let's see what the flag is. You know, we got to have everybody understand that the Phoebus Phantoms will be the district champs this year at 10-0. The Crabbers 8-2 now after this loss. Well, they will continue to play in the playoffs, and Hampton will be the number 3 seed. And the Phantoms will be currently, I guess, the number 2 seed, depending upon what Lake Taylor does. But guess what happens in 2 weeks at both of these two teams? And looks like Addison is now quarterbacking the Crabbers. But you know, these two teams are going to play each other again, possibly in 2 weeks, if they can both win here next week. And another flag against the Crabbers. Okay, that's a legal procedure. It'll be 1st and 15. So, you know, they just add to it. That's all it is to it. We're down to 16 seconds. The clock continued to run. Addison throws the ball down the left sideline. Pretty pass is completed outside the 50-yard line and down to about the 47-yard line, and that'll be good for a Crabber first down. A nice arm by Addison that time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with just a few seconds left in the game, I want to once again thank our sponsors for tonight's game: the Grey Goose Restaurant, Smith Brothers Funeral Home, Tidewater Team Sports, Beach Hardware, Eric Thompson Realtor, and Kaufman and Knoles. We want to thank all of them for their support all year long as this game winds down here at Darling Stadium on November the 1st, 2012.
And they didn't get the playoff, and that's it. That's the end of the game here at Darling Stadium. 10-0 and Peninsula District champions. The Phoebus Phantoms 35 and the Hampton Crabbers 21. It was all Phoebus in the fourth quarter, and that was the turnaround in this game.
The defense stood up, the offense took off, and Tony Pittman once again showed why he's one of the premier running backs, not just in the Peninsula District, not just in the region, but in the entire state of Virginia. He took this team, put it on his shoulders, and just drove them down the field, and the Phoebus Phantoms outlasted the Hampton Crabbers by a score of 35-21.
Well, next week the Hampton Crabbers will host a game, and they'll be playing over at Todd Stadium. And the Phoebus Phantoms will be hosting the game here next week at, I believe, Friday night. Not sure who the teams are at this point in time, but they will be the number 2 and the number 3 seed in the region. And as long as they continue to win, there's a chance that these two teams may see each other again in 3 weeks.
And that wouldn't surprise
2 weeks,
me at all.
sorry.
Not at all. Once again, a little personal side note here. We'd like to congratulate Mike Smith on his daughter Lee Taylor's upcoming marriage here on Saturday. And on a personal note of my own, I'd like to wish my son Michael a happy birthday. Today he was born November the 1st. He's turned 33 years old, and he's named after you, and it's your birthday too.
It's my birthday too.
Mike Hauser, the young man beside me, he's celebrating his 19th birthday.
Why, thank you.
19th birthday. So we'd like to thank them.
I wish.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching LSC, your local sports channel on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Fios Channel 23.
Again, the final score here is the Phoebus Phantoms 35 and the Hampton Crabbers 21.
From up in the booth here at Darling Stadium,
Good
Mike
night,
Hauser,
everyone.
Paul Rowe.
And good night, everyone.
There you go. And
Today's game was sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant, located on West Queensway in Hampton. Enjoy a wide selection of breakfast and lunch dishes, sure to please your appetite. Follow the Grey Goose Restaurant on Facebook, the restaurant that is also a bakery. Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton is located in Phoebus, has been serving the community since 1862. Smith Brothers are here to serve your needs. The funeral director is Andrew T. Smith, Jr. Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Today's game was sponsored in part by the attorneys at Kaufman & Knowles, with offices in Hampton on Cunningham Drive across from Peninsula Town Center and in Newport News at City Center. Kaufman & Knowles. We can and we will. Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home inside and out. Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3172 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com.